up, New York Giant fans? What is going on? We got a lot of people on here tonight, Bad Dog.
We got a lot of people in here, and we got a special guest. Kapizzle has made it. There he is.
Yeah.
So what's going on? What is going on, everybody? Thank you all for being here. And then I want to just say, Dire Giants fan and Illy Gilly, thank you so much for the donations, guys. Really do appreciate that so much. This is awesome. I love doing these roundtable shows. Got some great Giants fans in here. I'm happy to have Kapizzle on the channel tonight. I'm happy to have Kapizzle on the roundtable because now we get to get his idea of the draft, the DeAndre Baker situation, and everything else Giants. You know, obviously it's a little dead time for us now, but there's always something to talk about here. So, again, just in case you guys don't know who's on the channel tonight, we're going to start, since OGR is to my, I guess he's on my left here. Start with you, OGR. You know, tell your channel, say what's up, and we'll go around the horn.
What's going on, guys? For the people in the chat don't know me, I'm a Giants YouTuber, smaller than most of these guys on here, but for the most part, you know, just a passionate Giants fan like everybody around me. But for the rest of you, introduce away. We'll start with the hub after me.
My hub's mute.
Up, guys? I apologize for any background noise. I asked my fam to be quiet. They have trouble with that. How you guys doing? You guys know my channel, The Hub, Talking Giants. Love talking with you guys. The last roundtable was amazing. Hoping we have another one just like that.
All righty. Cop, go. You're up.
What do I say?
Whatever you want, baby.
What do you want me to say?
Just say your channel.
Introduction. I'm Pizzle, baby. Okay, that's it. I'm happy to be here. I want to thank you guys for inviting me. You know, we had to bang a little elbows to get here, but we here.
That's
and
all right.
So, nevertheless, I'm happy to be here. And yeah, we're here to talk a little Giants football.
Yes, we are. Kid Blue will be by, guys. He's making burgers. I don't know what he's doing, so we'll add him in when he gets here. Chris, obviously, everybody knows you.
Yeah.
So,
well, I appreciate everybody coming on. I appreciate being on. And how do I follow up with Cop? I can't follow up Cop with that. That was fantastic. But thank you for having me on, man. I'm excited to start talking Giants football, recap the draft, get everybody's thoughts on the team going forward. And this should be a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun last time and should be even more fun tonight. So I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. New York for life, man. Thank you for the super chat. Brilly says the hub looks eerily similar to my drug dealer.
I don't know, man. New York for life. If you're in the New York City area, maybe I've seen you, man. I don't know.
So that's your side income.
I've been figured out.
Got a side hustle. Now we know hubs.
So where do we start, Bad Dog? You're the host. Where do we start?
Hey, let's get these guys' thoughts on the draft. I think that's a good idea because, like I said, I know you and I have talked about the draft a lot, but you know, people on this channel may not know OGR's thoughts, Pizzle's thoughts, and Hub's thoughts. So, you know, let's start with Pizzle. What were your thoughts on the draft? Did you like the draft?
I thought, I'm going to use a word out of Chris's playbook. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was great. I felt like the best thing, in my opinion, was I liked the way, whether it was Joe Judge or Dave Gettleman, right? Because obviously there were some talks that Joe Judge and his staff were making a lot of decisions. I like the fact that they attacked areas and created competition at areas that we tremendously needed those areas to be addressed, right? The offensive. What I don't understand is like Dave Gettleman, whether you like Dave Gettleman or not, he has done at least one thing. He has attempted to try to make the offensive line better. He at least gave it an effort. Whether it's a poor effort or not, he's at least gave it a shot. So I was happy that, you know, I'll be honest, I kind of wanted the sexy pick of Isaiah Simmons, but at the end of the day, Andrew Thomas probably was the best choice. We got to protect our assets. We got to protect the merchandise, as I like to say, with Daniel Jones. And I think we came out of this draft with a future left tackle and a future right tackle. And I think that's really.
I was just gonna say, did you have a favorite pick?
Well, I think I'm with everybody else. I like Xavier McKinney.
Oh yeah.
I hate to be with everybody else. But I'm always, a lot of safeties prior years that played for the Giants. I've always been big fans of. Safeties are always is one of my favorite positions to follow, and I loved Sean Williams. I liked Landon Collins. I hate that it didn't work out. I was a big fan of Kenny Phillips.
Yes, sure. I remember those days.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Kenny Phillips, and I want to be a big fan of Xavier McKinney. And I actually think he is going to fit well with Jabril Peppers. I really do. I've got faith that those two will work well together.
All right. Let me get these super chats real quick, and then we'll get to the hub. Sports expert, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, sup, everyone, and great to see Mr. Copizzle on the round table. This is going to be a very fun night, and I'm always here to support. Let's fucking go! Damn right. Thank you, sports expert. Appreciate it. Ksenia, thank you for the $2 super chat. My lady, Brilly. Happy to see Sexy Moss and Gun Show and friends. We're happy to have you here, Batgirl. Thank you for being here tonight. One of our favorite Eagle fans, the Phillies ace, John Letourneau, $5 super chat. Brilly. Stand up. Oh, Chris, that was your line, sir. And
That's
Stella, Pizzle is the man. Can we all talk Eagles? Not on this channel. Love you guys. Bad Dog, since I'm a member, can I get an Eagle emoji? You all the best. Not on this channel. I love you, Johnny, but no Eagles crap on this channel. That's not happening. The only Eagles content you get on this channel is when I'm making funny Jalen Hurts or something like that. That's terrible. L.A. Garola, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, my good man, $15 super chat. How many games does Pizzle think we need to win to ensure Gettleman stays our GM? We got a future perennial Pro Bowler at quarterback, O-line coming up as well. Saquon, if healthy, the best back in the NFL. What are your thoughts, Pizzle?
I'm gonna say he needs to win at least 6, but he probably needs 7 to 9. I think.
I'm right on with that, Pizzle. Yeah.
The funny thing is, if Dave Gettleman gets fired, he actually set up the next GM really nicely.
That's if the next GM doesn't come in and break everything down.
Well, I mean, assuming so, but he's set him up nicely because he's given a future left tackle, he's given a future franchise quarterback, he's given Saquon Barkley. I mean, that'd be a great job to have, I think, if we had to go that route of getting another GM. But I think 6 or 7.
I'm going to apply for it if he gets fired. Hub, what did you think about the draft?
Well, I love the draft because I was a hog molly guy through and through. Andrew Thomas was, he was my left tackle that I wanted from the beginning. I'll admit I did not see the Giants taking him because everybody was, or at least all the reports were leaning towards Wirfs or Becton, right? Wills was getting in there towards the end, but not once did we really have a report of Thomas. Kind of sad to me, but that was the guy I loved from the beginning. And then we went again, offensive lineman in the 3rd round, then in the 5th round. We did address the defense, with the secondary, which looks like it might have been a smart thing to do now. And I just loved it. And my favorite pick was definitely Thomas because that's the guy. I think he's the best pure left tackle in the draft. And I really think he's going to be our left tackle for the next 15 years and one of the best in the league.
Yeah, I agree. I love the Andrew Thomas pick. And like I said, I was doing videos in November about him or Chase Young because unfortunately our season was over. So I was a big fan of Andrew Thomas. I was happy we went with him because like you said, the reports were that we were going to go Wirfs or Wills, and I wouldn't have been unhappy with Wills either, but Becton is a guy I did not want. OGR, your thoughts on the draft?
I mean, I like the draft. If I had to put a letter grade on it, because all drafts you won't know for about 3 years until the players actually develop to what you think they might be or what they might achieve. So right now I'd give it a solid B. But as far as all the players, there's a couple players I like. I mean, obviously Andrew Thomas a given, but my favorite player is Darnay Holmes. I think Karner Road is another steal in this draft. Besides Xavier McKinney, who was obviously another steal. But we went SEC heavy, even in the back end of the draft, and Big Ten heavy. And there's a guy that I really like, Carter Coughlin, out of Minnesota. Love him. I want to see what he can develop into. But the guy I'm actually most excited about is actually an undrafted free agent, Benjamin Victor. I want to see what he can give because that's a developmental guy. Was okay at Ohio State, didn't blow you off the page, but has the athleticism that you'd like to see. So that's my quick thoughts on the draft. As far as touching on the question before, I would have to say 6 wins gives you, I think 6 wins is good enough to keep Dave Gettleman's job. If it doesn't, I'll be pissed off at ownership. I'll be straight up. Like, I'm done with ownership at this point.
I think we'll all be mad at ownership at that. Just let me get a couple of these super chats here. Benjamin Wynn, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Brilly, my good man, says, I had to remove Chris's graduation pick My girlfriend complained why it wasn't her. Plus, when I send emails, I always get asked, "Who's that?" Chris, stop causing problems.
Chris is out here a home wrecker, man.
His girlfriend thinks he swings from both sides of the plate.
I don't know what the deal is there. Giants fan, thank you so much, my man. Brilly, this is for you. Look at that. I can do that now without moving around. He says, I can't remember the last time I was this excited about going into a season. We addressed so many positions with a steal of McKinney. Record predictions, must respect to you all. Let's go, G-men. I'm happy as hell about that.
Yeah, I'll go real quick with my record. I'll go real quick with my record prediction. First off, I agree with all you guys in terms of the draft. But we've spoken long and hard about that. I wanted the offensive lineman from the start. Was very happy about that. In terms of the Gettleman question, I think it's spot on. 6 wins, exactly what Kopp and OGR said. I think it's going to be 6 wins for it to be a debate. I think if he wins 5, more than likely with what ownership has said, he's probably out the door. But like what Kopp said, even if he is out the door, I do think he set the next GM up for a very good opportunity, which is what Gettleman's job really was when he took it. He was the cleanup guy. He wasn't the guy that's going to be here when it gets good, more than likely, being that he inherited such a poor situation. But in terms of next year's record, I think that's the number. That's 6 or 7. That's what I'm hoping for more. But realistically, factoring everything in with the new coaching staff, learning the new playbooks on both sides of the ball, young quarterback, learning a new system, and a young defense and a very tough schedule, I think 6 wins, 7 wins is about what we should expect going in.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to interject for 2 seconds. Everybody, Bobby Woodworth is here. Everybody say hi to Bobby in the chat.
What's up, Bobby?
Hey, Bobo!
Hey! By the way, guys, in case you have not done so, the link to all these guys' great channels is in the description. So make sure, because you can't click on it anymore on live stream. So go into the description. Capizzo's channel's in there. OGR, Entertainah, Talkin Sports in the Hub. So check all those guys out. Subscribe to them if you haven't. And as always, hit that thumbs up. It helps out the stream. And it is free. It costs nothing, but it does help out a lot. So thank you all for being here. Really do appreciate it very much. Simus with a $5 super chat. Brilly, my good man. Kopp knows Simus well. We went through the wars back in the day. He says, I wanted Xavier McKinney. I hate y'all. Obviously.
We love Xavier, though.
Yeah, but he's a Cowboys fan. So
okay.
He can't really complain, though, Bad Dog. They got CeeDee Lamb.
I know. But I think he was happy. I think he wanted him in the second round, maybe. I don't like L.A. Lou. Really, my man. He says, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, I thought the Giants had a very good draft, but I thought the free agent signings of Martinez and Fackrell were, if not dynamic, solidifying. And I think Colombo can help Solder have a good year. Solid B+. Let me get you guys' thoughts on that. As a case, especially Kopp, because I know he wasn't here last week. What did you think about the free agency, Kopp? Did you like Fackrell? Did you like the Martinez signing? Did you like the James Bradbury signing? Did you like what we did in free agency? Did you think we should have went pass rusher, like a Jadeveon Clowney, or do you like what we did with the free agency?
Well, the thing that I have against Gettleman is he hasn't really done a good job with free agency. So I would love to be excited about Fackrell or even Martinez, but he hasn't really shown to be a good general manager when it comes to picking up free agents. I like Bradbury. I think he, especially now since DeAndre Baker is behind, in trouble with the law. But I'm it's weird because I'm positive about it, but I also am a little nervous about it. I think Gettleman drafts well, but he doesn't play the free agent market very well, if that makes any sense. I think he's just better at drafting than he is free agency.
I think everybody here would agree with that. Hub, what do you think?
I was going to say, I completely agree. And the thing is, though, right, it's that he doesn't necessarily have to be good at both sides of the ball. I mean, you look at GMs across the league, I don't think there's maybe a handful of them you could name that really hit it out of the park when it comes to both drafting and free agency. But I definitely agree. 2018 free agency was really a bunch of misses. Last year, the only good player that comes to mind immediately for me was Marcus Golden. And of course, we had a terrible signing in Bethea, and then there was players that fell all the way in between on that spectrum. But I have faith in this year's free agency, specifically because of the people that Gelman has around him now. Same thing with Joe Judge, right? They surrounded themselves with people that have a lot of expertise in the NFL and that have proven themselves to be good with that expertise in the NFL. We hated on Jason Garrett for years. Part of the reason we hated on Jason Garrett was because the Cowboys were good for the most part when they probably shouldn't have been good, right? And stuff like that. And I think that this coaching staff, really, the new staff in general, not just the coaching staff, has had a really good impact on Gelman. I think he's taking the draft scouts' words a little bit more seriously this time around than he did in previous years. You go on the Giants YouTube channel, they upload stuff from their main draft scout. His name is slipping my mind right now. And I've never seen so much exposure on that part of the department, this year compared to other years before. I just feel like it's a big collective thing now, and I have a lot more faith in it.
Yeah. I'll speak real quick. The one thing I'll say about, and I'm not making excuses for Gettleman, I completely agree. Especially in 2018, it was a complete disaster. Trading for Alec Ogletree was also bad when you factor in how poor of a contract that was. I think they gave up a 4th and a 6th round pick. They took on a $12 million a year contract the second 2 years of that deal, and they had to eat a lot of dead cap money. But the one thing I'll say, to be fair to Gettleman, when he came on, we only had $30 million in cap space because Jerry Reese tied us up with all the bad signings before, backloading. And he needed to sign a tackle. Nate Solder, they gave $11 million and backloaded the contract because they had no cap space. And I think we all agree that they needed a left tackle there. He was the best one available on the market. In 2019, he had no cap space. They were all bargain bin signings. I mean, you were talking about Antoine Bethea. He was $2.5 million. Marcus Golden was $3 million because he had no cap space to spend whatsoever. So if I'm being optimistic, this was really the first offseason since he's been here that he's had real money to spend in free agency. And I go to what the Hub said. I think it's a great point. I do think it was a collaborative effort with free agency this year. There's no doubt about it. Every guy they brought in had a tie to somebody within the organization. The other thing that I really liked was that they were short-term deals. Nothing was over 3 years. And if they don't work out, you flip them in 2 years. So I thought that they did a really good job overall this entire offseason. I love what they did. I thought they had a really good offseason.
Oh, guys, real quick, I just want to interject and say Kid Blue is backstage. Okay.
We're going to add Kid Blue. We're going to add Kid Blue right now since he finished his burgers. OGR, go ahead with that. I'm going to add Kid Blue.
I'll let Kid Blue go first, even though he just popped in. Let's put him right on the spot.
There he is, right on the spot.
What's up, guys? What's up?
What up, man? I like the Yankees cap, bro, but kind of the wrong occasion.
Man. Yeah, I know. I was looking for my G-Man hat, but I can't find it right now for whatever reason.
Hey, Kid Blue, you got a little ketchup on your face.
Oh, I haven't even eaten yet, man. I was grilling up some burgers, so I got family here, so I'm just grilling up some burgers. But yeah, my bad.
Your hat disappeared. Did my son break into your house? He likes to hide my hats too.
Possibly, man.
How was the burger?
About free agency, and what your thoughts are on it.
Oh man, you got the taste test right here, man. Taste test right here, man.
Bro, even though I just had dinner, he's about to make me hungry.
All right, never mind. OGR answer while his mouth is full.
All right. So as far as free agency, I pretty much agree with the rest of the panelists. Chris, pointing all that stuff at the end of his combo there. All that being said, though, it's just the Giants had a ton of holes, and all these guys have familiarity, and all these guys are going to plug in holes that were initially holes to start the offseason. So as far as free agency, again, an average grade, C+, B minus signing, nothing to really jump off the page. And that's what Giants want. Some Giants fans want that flashy signing. We're not ready for that flashy signing. You take that flashy signing when you're a playoff team. Nobody on this panel thinks the Giants are going to be a playoff team this year. You're crazy if you think they are. But anyways, Kid Blue, you get it. Let's take your are you done chewing? Are you done chewing first off?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. There you go. Take it away.
All right, so what's the question?
Give your thoughts real quick on free agency.
Oh, free agency. They're doing with what they have. I understand they're not trying to build through free agency. They're trying to build through the draft. So I understand what they were trying to do there. I love the James Bradbury signing a lot more. The more film I watch on James Bradbury, I made a video on that of what he did against DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Evans, and other guys like that. The Blake Martinez signing, in my opinion, not a big fan of it just because I watched him on film. He seems just more of a cleanup guy to me. I feel like we could have paid somebody else the same amount of money. I feel like he's a lot like David Mayo, who we also re-signed. But all that aside, I'll give it a C+ for free agency.
Yeah, I mean, I like what they did in free agency because I agree with Chris. Shocking, I know. But the Giants and OGR as well. We're not ready for that big name free agent. When you're 11-5 and you're in the divisional playoff and you lose and you're like one piece away, you make a run at it. But the Giants have got a ton of holes, which is why I don't understand why people get on Gettleman so much. We are weak in the secondary. We're weak at pass rush. We don't have a number one wide receiver. And O-line was trash. I mean, Eli Manning was getting – and our O-line's been bad for 7 years. I mean, the last half of Eli Manning's career, he got murdered back there. So when people say Eli's not a Hall of Famer, I always laugh because the first 7 years of his career, the guy was in the playoffs almost every year, won 2 Super Bowl MVPs, which he's only one of, I think, 5 quarterbacks to do that. But then when he had no offensive line, the guy was getting killed. Daniel Jones got killed. So we had to replace all these guys. You don't have a ton of cap space, and that's not how you build a team anyway. It fails every time. It may cover up, it's like a gaping wound that you cover with a Band-Aid. It'll stop the bleeding for a second, and then that wound just takes over the Band-Aid. Your Band-Aid's all bloody. That's what happened in 2016. We brought in $200 million of the players, and once that went bad, that was the end of it. Then we were strapped for cash again. Gettleman took over a really bad situation here. And like you guys mentioned earlier, if Gettleman is gone, whoever comes in here is going to have a really good situation. So I like what they did in free agency, not going crazy, just kind of filling the void with a couple of things that they needed. And when we are a playoff team, that's when you go after your Fowlers and your Clown. I don't really like Clowney, but your Joey Bosa's, your Melvin Ingrams, whatever it is. That's when you make a run at those guys. Not when you're a team that's won 12 games in the last 3 years. Josh Latore, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, missing baseball bad luck. Give me your best John Sterling home run call. Can't wait for some Yankees baseball. Me neither. Swung on in, hit in the air to deep right. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
Oh, the Yankees! I can't stand the Yankees.
Can I interject? Can I interject just 1 second? Because I've been over here just crawling, and maybe I'm a little crazy. I've been known to be a little crazy, but
A little bit.
OGR can call me crazy because I think we can be a playoff team. I just feel it. I mean, here's the thing, and it ain't even about with the Giants. It's about the division, in my opinion. I don't think the division is even that good. Let's talk about it, okay? Since everybody asked about it, let's talk about it. The Washington Redskins are doo-doo, okay? I don't know if anybody
Sweep him. Get the brooms out.
Okay? I'm sorry, they are Chase Young, nothing. You still doo-doo, okay? The Eagles are old. Okay, they're old, and whether anybody wants to admit it or not, their draft was garbage. On top of that, their quarterback wears another man's ring. That's facts. I mean, that's just facts. Carson Wentz ain't won nothing, nada, nothing. Daniel Jones and Carson Wentz have won the same amount of big games. Period. Okay, and Dak is over here. Putting down big time contracts from Jerry. Jerry and Dak are going to start fighting with each other here in a little bit. That ain't going to work. I mean, I'm sorry, but Zeke got paid. He ain't running hard. I just feel like, to me, with Joe Judge inserted into the system now, hopefully bringing some of that Patriots, whatever that juju is, I just feel like we can be a hungry football team where the other three are not as great as what people are making them out to be.
Can I respond to the cop real quick before anybody else does?
You can respond all day and call me crazy. It's okay.
I'm not going to call you crazy, cop, because I feel like I don't think we're going to make the playoffs this year, but I do feel like we're like 1 year away. I really feel like this year is going to be used just for everybody to actually get used to each other, for Judge to actually come into his own as a coach, because he's never taken on a project this big before, right? I think it will take time for him to get used to being a head coach. What I'm worried about is the defense. I think our offense is set. I really do think right now, should this offense, stay healthy and return next year, it's going to be really good paired up with a good average defense. That's why I think we're a year away. We're only missing a couple pieces on the defense. So I'm really kind of leaning your way. I really do think we're just 1 year away, but it's going to take time for everybody to get the chemistry down, get the playbook down. And it's that defense that worries me. What I think our offense is, this is where some of you might call me crazy. I really think our offense has top 10 potential.
I don't think
offensive line, baby. That old line. I've been saying
it's that offensive line. Exactly, bro. That offensive line really is about to fix a lot of problems.
I don't think you're crazy. I don't think he's
But I was going to say real quick.
Wait, one second about it. I hate to do your job right here, but is the NFL not a quarterback-driven league?
It is.
Okay.
That is true.
Best quarterback in the NFC East.
It's going to be Daniel Jones.
It's going to be Daniel Jones in 1 year. In 1 year, it's going to be Daniel Jones.
Okay. Hit me. OGR, hit me.
Hit you with what?
Who's the best quarterback in the NFC East?
Do you want me to give you the homer answer, or do you want me to give you an honest answer?
Give me the real answer.
Carson Wentz.
He wears another man's ring. Kid Blue.
Give him the homer answer.
This is what I was going to say while he's chewing.
He
God,
won't
you're right.
survive.
I'll say this. If we go 4-2 in this division, we got a chance to make the playoffs. Because I don't think anybody in this division is running away with it. I don't think anybody in this division is winning 10 games. That period, our schedule from week 6 to week 10, when we play 5 division games, or week 6 to week 11, whatever, so we play 5 out of 6 division games. If we win these division games, we can win this division. I have no doubt about it. But they got to show me they can beat the Eagles. They got to show me they can beat the Cowboys. That's why I'm a little skeptical about them doing it. But I don't think that they're that much better than us. I really don't.
I don't think any team's that much better than us. I think the Eagles have some serious depth issues. That's their biggest thing. And the fact that their offensive line has a tendency to get injured. Carson Wentz has a tendency to get injured. So I expect injuries to derail their season. I mean, Eagles fans, as far as starting 22, I think everybody would agree. Well, actually, I shouldn't say everybody, but I think most of us would agree that they have the best starting 22. But as far as depth, no way. No way. Their depth sucks. It's a joke.
Well, they lost it all. They lost it all the free agency, the Eagles. They lost all their depth. They lost like 6 key pieces on their depth. But to go to Copp's point, I mean, I'm not going to say they're a playoff team, but one thing I will say with the added playoff team, now that there's 7 teams, and I think if we're going to make it, it's going to be in the division, if I'm being honest, because I think we all play a really tough schedule. I agree with Bad Dog that more than likely the division winner wins 9 games. And yeah, I think that we do have a chance. You always have a chance in football. I'm not predicting it because I'm trying to go in with a realistic mentality because I'm not looking for fans to jump on Joe Judge if we don't win 8 games, if we win 5 games, but the team starts to get a little bit better because that's the mindset we should have. It should be about the next 10 years, not about this year. That's the way they operated in free agency. That's the way they operated in the draft. If they were thinking win now in the draft, they're not taking Matt Parrott in the 3rd round. Matt Parrott is not a win now pick. Matt Parrott is a 2021 and beyond pick. Matt Parrott's going to have no bearing on how this team does this year. And the way they drafted was to set it up for the next 10 years, not for this year. So that's why I'm going in with moderate expectations going in. But it is football. We do have talent on both sides of the ball. It's a little bit underdeveloped. But yeah, I think the defense could be better than people think. And I completely agree with what the Hub said about the offense. I think the offense, if we remain healthy with the improved offensive line, there's no reason to think that we can't be a top 10 offense this year with Saquon Barkley.
Jason Garrett, baby. He's the key. Yeah. I'm telling you guys, I've been telling everybody, Jason Garrett's the key to all this, man.
Yeah, I made a vid a couple days ago. I was like, Saquon could honestly be in like, and I mean seriously in the running for MVP because he's going to get like 50 more carries this year. Like you look at what Zeke had these like past 3 years, he's averaged at least 300 carries a year. Saquon, the most carries he's had was his rookie year, 261. So not only is he going to be, putting up a lot better stats because of the fact we have a better offensive line, because it's a run-first offense, but just purely because he's going to get the ball a lot more than usual.
Right.
Chris, it don't matter who the Eagles lost. They're going 23-0. You know that. They win every season game.
Jalen Hurts is the savior.
He's a savior.
He's a playoff quarterback. He's a playoff quarterback.
They're all great. Everything they do is you can't miss. They're getting every free agent. I heard them all doing videos. We're getting Carlos Hyde. Carlos Hyde's coming to the Eagles. Carlos Hyde went to the Seahawks. Do they get any player that they say they're going to get? These video makers. Do they get any player they say they're going to get? We're getting Clowney. We're getting.
Listen, I love it. I love it because their hearts wound up being broken. I love it. Their hearts just wound up being broken.
Did you guys know that Jalen Rigger's the best wide receiver in the NFC?
Oh yeah, now he's the best. Now he's the best receiver in the draft. Now he's the best receiver in the draft.
Most underrated wide receiver in the draft.
Let me get to these super chats real quick, and we'll get back to Dire Giants fan. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Brilly, my good man. He says, I'm not saying this will happen, but if we split with the Eagles or Cowboys this season, do we win the division next season? Stealing my thunder. Pizzle. Because Pizzle nailed that. But I agree with him. I think that's true. Let me oh shoot. I just missed that. That's why I'm not used to StreamYard. Benjamin Wynn, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, what is the biggest key for the offense to compete for a Super Bowl? offense or defense? You had to pick one. Chris, you start
Defense.
this time.
For the Giants to compete for a Super Bowl, actually, as crazy as this may sound, I think that the offense, even though I think it's a stronger unit, is more important to really exceed expectations. Because I think if the offense is a top 8 offense, I think it's going to help the defense. Because if we become that bull, I don't think our defense is good enough to be a really good defense yet. I just don't. I think they're young. I think they're underdeveloped. I think that we need a couple more pieces, and we need some of our pass rusher. And I think our defense, we need our younger players to get better, and I think they will get better over time. But what could accelerate the process is if Daniel Jones takes that huge leap, like Carson Wentz did in his second year, like Jared Goff, and I hope he does, and like Jared Goff did in his second year. And if that offensive line plays better than what we think they're going to play, and we can become a ball control offense, if suddenly we don't have 28 minutes in the time of possession department, we're 32, we flip the script, that keeps that defense off the field, it keeps the opposing offense off the field, and it gives us a better chance to win football games. So I actually think if the offense could be, top 7 or 8 in the league and win the time of possession more often than not, I think that's our best chance to make the playoffs.
That was the Cowboys' success. Pizzle, what do you think about that? Offense or defense? Biggest key for the Giants to compete for a Super Bowl.
I actually think it's the defense, because defense wins championships, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows that. For me, though, I don't think the Giants have to do a whole lot. I know this is going to sound stupid, but the Giants don't have to do a whole lot offensively, right? They just don't need to make the mistakes. Saquon Barkley's going to make his plays. He's going to make his plays. He's shown when he's healthy, he's going to do it. Daniel Jones has shown, for example, the Tampa Bay game, that he can go out and win a game on his own without the defense helping out at all, right?
Kicker helped out a little bit.
Yeah, well, but and the game that Eli got to play last year against the Eagles late in the year, that was simply the defense falling apart in that game and costing Eli a great little comeback. So for me, it's the defense. I like that it's a young unit. I'm really bummed out about DeAndre Baker because I was really excited to see what he could do next. And then maybe he'll get to play, but I feel like it's the defense. Graham needs to come in and run this defense accordingly. And I think Joe Judge, maybe he has some influences, right? Because he's been with Nick Saban and Bill Belichick the last several years, and most of them are defensive-minded coaches. So to me, it's the defense.
Kid Blue.
To me, I completely agree with Cobb. I think it's the defense. You look at the offense and the defense. If you compare the two, the experience is really with the offense. You got a lot of experienced guys in there, Kevin Zeitler, Golden Tate, a lot of experienced guys in there. Yes, you got some younger players there as well. But you look at the defense, almost our entire starting defense are still on their rookie contracts, if not on their 5th-year option. So it's all about potential for the defense. I think if they all reach their potential, it's a lot of unproven guys on there. I think in order for this defense, in order for this team to make it far and develop, I think the defense needs to develop. They're raw, they're unproven. Even our defensive coordinator is unproven. We don't know what we're getting from any of these guys yet. Patrick Graham had one of the worst defenses for Miami. Then he was with Green Bay as well. And our starting 7 is completely just young and raw. It's all about potential. So if you look at it, I think the defense is really going to help us win if they all reach their potential. I think the offense is set. I don't think we don't really need to worry about them. I think they're going to do what they're there to do. Jason Garrett is also a proven play caller as well. So the defense, in my opinion.
Hub.
It's funny because what Kid Blue said in support of defense is what I'm going to say in support of the offense. I think the offense would be the key for this team to win a Super Bowl. You got what Chris said about ball control and all that, and that is one part of it. But then what Kid Blue said, the fact that the defense is very young and everybody on there right now, they need time to develop. They need time to grow together. I feel like if we're going to put a time period on it, let's say within the next 3-4 years, I think the offense is still going to be within that top 10 level. And also because the NFL, I think the best example of the NFL being a very offensive league comes in the Super Bowl winner of last year in the Kansas City Chiefs, a team that is completely powered by their offense. They have a good defense. It was a good enough defense to get them in the playoffs and, to help them come back from their lead, from the 49ers lead and whatnot. I think that's going to be kind of the way the Giants are going to go. I think we just need a good enough defense to actually get us in the playoffs and help us stay in games. But I think it's the offense that's going to win us games and win us a championship, at least within the next 3-4 years.
OGR.
All right, so I'm going to draw on history to make my point. From 81 to 85, what was the Giants' biggest problem? Why didn't the Giants make that Super Bowl run until 86? Just your quick thoughts, Bad Dog.
Defense.
Your offense was bad.
Yeah.
The offense was bad. Phil Simms, we didn't have a quarterback. Need to develop. The quarterback needs to develop. It's the offense. The answer is the offense. I'm not saying we don't need a defense because the actual answer is both, but because somebody's asking us to pick one over the other. So if Daniel Jones doesn't develop, we don't get where we want to go. If Daniel Jones takes that leap and shows he's that franchise quarterback for the next 10, 15 years, you possibly have a dynasty on your hands. That's where it boils down to. As simple as that. Go ahead.
I agree with you. Let me just interject real quick. I agree with you, but remember, we are basing this defense all on potential. None of these guys have proven anything yet. So if none of these guys even work out on the defense, it wouldn't matter how much points we put up on offense because we're giving up a touchdown every drive.
Yeah, the reason I don't want to interject, Bad Dog. The reason I said, and we're just talking for this year specifically. Don't get me wrong. I know for this team to get to that Super Bowl level, we got to be good on both sides of the ball. Defense has to get much better. We had the worst defense argument in football last year. There's no doubt about it. The defense has to get a lot better. But if we're just talking this year, like Benjamin asked, I think like Bad Dog said in 2016, you look at that Cowboys team, they went in with very moderate expectations because a lot of people did not think they had a very good defense. It's the same thing here with this New York Giants team. What that Cowboys team was able to accomplish is they dominated in the time of possession week in and week out with Ezekiel Elliott and the offensive line. And I think if the Giants are going to win football games this year, the offense is going to have to dominate in the time of possession because of how inexperienced that defense is. That's why I said the offense.
There's no doubt Giants football has always been predicated on tough-nosed football, hard-nosed football, tough defense in the trenches, great pass rush, and, of course, running the football. But me, I'm old school. It's defense for me. Defense wins championships. Eli Manning had 2 awesome drives to win us 2 Super Bowls. But the fact of the matter is that 2007 Patriots offense was record-setting. It was unstoppable. And the reason that we were even in that game was because of Justin Tuck, because of Michael Strand, because of Osi Umenyiora, Kavika Mitchell, all these guys. The reason we even made it that far was because we held Dallas to 21 points. In that game, was at 17. It was 17 points. We held them to 17 points. We held Green Bay to 20 points. All these teams are great offensively. We didn't allow more than, 20 points that entire playoff run? I think Tampa Bay scored 14. Dallas scored 17. Green Bay 20. And the Patriots scored 17. Because the defense was amazing. 86, it was Lawrence Taylor. 1990, it was all those linebackers. It was your Lawrence Taylors. It was your Carl Banks. It was your Leonard Marshalls. It was all these guys. Offense is extremely important to be able to control the ball on offense, to win time possession, to not turn the ball over. They're important. But at the end of the day, I know it's an offensive league. But if you get to the quarterback and you can stop opposing offenses, you're winning, unless you're a high-flying offense like Kansas City. But Kansas City improved their defense a ton too this season. So I think it's defense. I'm a defensive guy. L.A. Lou, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. He says, hey, if the Rams can go from 4 to 12 to 11 and 5, the Giants can make the playoffs. I love L.A. Lou because he always rooting for our Giants. L.A. Lou's the man. He's always rooting for our Giants. He says, I say you go 9 and 7. But that could easily be 10 and 6 with a little luck.
If we beat the Rams.
Well, I don't know if I said it. I think we're going 7 and 9.
He's going to say that's not going to happen. Thank you for the super chat. Brilly. I'll ask this question to the panel. Final super chat. He says, what are your thoughts on the Xavier McKinney, Jabril Peppers duo on defense? OGR, we'll start with you on that.
Just 2 guys. I mean, going by Xavier McKinney's college tape and what Jabril Peppers has done in the NFL, both guys that can play either position as far as safety, either free safety or strong safety, both can come up in the box. They can go all over the field. I like both of them. They can become a dynamic duo if they develop properly. And, I mean, it's as simple as that.
Hub?
I think it's going to be 2 versatile guys on defense. I will say, don't get me wrong, I love the Xavier McKinney pick, and I feel like there honestly was no better choice at that. But I do kind of want him to be better in coverage, because I feel like we're going to use him at free safety primarily. But I think it's going to be versatility, the fact that we could confuse a quarterback with 2 guys that could rush and 2 guys that could cover. Well, at least Jabril Peppers needs to improve a little bit in his coverage also, like McKinney. But I think it's going to be versatility is going to be the name of the game when it comes to these 2 guys.
Kid Blue.
As far as these two guys go, their strengths are definitely, covering, 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. My only problem with them two, and as a duo, I think they're going to be fantastic, stopping the run and playing the tight ends and things like that. I think they're going to be absolutely insane together. My only problem is the deep coverage, because Xavier McKinney, one of his problems is deep coverage. When I watched him on film, you look at Jabril Peppers, same thing. When we played the Dallas Cowboys in week 1, I mean, he was responsible for most of those deep passes downfield when I was looking out on film. I love that duo together. My only issue is the only reason why I would have preferred Antoine Winfield is that deep coverage downfield. That's a huge question mark I think the Giants are going to have. But there's nothing a little coaching can't solve. I love what these two, as far as potential-wise, can do. I just hope our deep cover game is going to be provided by at least one of those two guys.
All right, before we get to Pizzle, just want to real quick remind everybody in the chat, if you are not subbed up to OGR Sports, The Hub, Kid Blue, Pizzle, or Entertainah Talking Sports, the links to all their channels are in the description, guys, so please sub up each and every one of these guys. Awesome Giant content creators, easy for me to say. Sub them up, show them some love, and again, guys, thank you all for being here. Really do appreciate it so much. Pizzle, what are your thoughts on that dynamic duo of McKinney and?
Yeah, first of all, Tyler 2003 is a booger eater. But second of all, Xavier McKinney and Jabril Peppers are going to be a fantastic duo, because who the hell are they going against that's throwing the ball for the opposing team? Dak stinks. Okay,
Yeah.
He stinks. Haskins stinks. I can't say it enough. He stinks. And Carson Wentz, where's another man's ring? Okay, so and he's probably going to get hurt as he's throwing the football. So the fact is, these two guys are going to eat because the quarterbacks for the opposing team stink. I can't believe Giant. Well, first of all, Giant fans had a little swag to them after about 2011, right? 2012, we had some swag. All of a sudden, we got no more swag. We just all of a sudden, we're down in the dump saying, well, we might win 2 games and 3 games. No, we're going to win about 10 games. You need to say it with your chest, okay? 10 games.
10 games.
Bad dog. I don't mean to interject, but do you see the private chat?
Can I add Rover? Can we get a 7th guy in here?
It says up to 6.
I don't think you can.
So I can't get him in here then.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
I'll tell you what Rover says. Rover says the same thing I says. Haskins stinks. Dak stinks. Carson stinks, okay? Dilly, okay? I know he would second that, okay? Bottom line, I know he would. Facts, okay? So here's the deal. Xavier McKinney was the steal of the draft, okay? I don't know how anybody does that. Theft. They should have charged. It shouldn't be DeAndre Baker in trouble. It should be Dave Gettleman in trouble, okay? Because that was theft. He stole Xavier McKinney. Period. Really, seriously, they got the wrong guy on this deal. Not DeAndre Baker. It should have been Dave Gettleman. Okay, so Jabril Peppers, he just needs to slow down. Slow your roll, Jabril. Just slow your game down. You're overthinking it sometimes.
Right.
Dak is showing in his contract he wants to throw the deep ball. He ain't trying to hit the 10-yard slant. He wants to go deep. He's telling Jerry, I need a deep contract. You feel me, OTR? He wants a fat contract. He don't want just a 5-yard out. He wants to go 50, okay? So Haskins ain't got a clue, and Wentz is going to get hurt. So it's going to be simple. I mean, this duo is going to be spectacular. Or as Chris would say, fantastic. Okay.
Do I say that a lot? I guess I say that a lot. Fantastic.
Chris, what do you think? Are they going to be fantastic? What do you think about the dynamic duo?
As far as the duo goes, with Peppers and McKinney, they're going to be fantastic, as Pizzle says that I say. But I'm excited about the duo. There's no doubt about it. It's definitely probably the most exciting part of our defense this year. And to talk to the point about what I think it was Kid Blue was saying, that he worries a little bit about the deep coverage. The one thing I'll say about this defense that I continue to say is I think you got to look at it as a positionless defense. I think Peppers could play some linebacker. I think you're going to have 3 safety sets. I think you'll have Love out there a lot in deep coverage. I think the Giants are going to have a lot of packages with 5, 6 DBs. It's going to be interesting to see what they do, but those are, to me, the most important part of this defense this year is actually the second cornerback, whoever it is, whether it's DeAndre Baker, whether it's Julian Love, whether it's Sam Beal, because this is a defense that is going to blitz early and often. They're going to be sending 6, 7 guys a lot of the times, and to be able to do that, you have to have strong cornerback play. But outside of that, I think the versatility at the safety position is going to be vital for this defense, and I'm excited. I think both those guys are going to be really good for the New York Giants, and I expect to see Peppers a lot in that linebacker spot as well. I think they're going to move him around.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Peppers the money backer spot. I think what these two guys bring is a ton of versatility. Like Kid Blue says, the deep ball may worry you a little bit, but and that's the one thing that if we had a legitimate number one pass rush, you really don't worry about that because the quarterback ain't got time. So if there is one weakness between these two guys, it is that deep ball. But you know what? Like Cobb says, and I agree with him, the quarterbacks in this division stink. I think Wentz is good. Don't get me wrong, but Wentz can't stay healthy. He can't stay healthy.
It's going to be Jalen Hurts, baby. Jalen Hurts, baby. Woo!
Who throws a deep ball in this division and does it well?
Well, Wentz, when healthy, I think has a pretty good deep ball.
Listen, Jalen Hurts sucks, right? I watch Jalen Hurts every week in Oklahoma. Trash. I'm telling you right now. Garbage. Basura. As I spit all over. Basura. He's awful.
If Wentz attempted a 40-yard pass, his arm would fall off, okay? Nick Foles ain't walking through that door, okay?
Listen, I'm all for the Eagles, or hate as much as anybody, but Wentz, when healthy, and the key word is when healthy, he does some pretty amazing things. You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of deep ball, I remember during that 2017 season when he was getting sacked and he fell and he was basically on his knees and he made the throw like 60 yards downfield. I think he does have a pretty good deep ball.
Hubby, he ain't getting any younger. Okay,
that is true. That's why I'm like, when healthy.
That day is gone. I mean, it's over. It's done. I mean, he's done got hurt to me. I mean, it's over. The Eagles showed y'all. They showed everybody what they think of their quarterback. They called Jalen Hurts and said, "Please, this man that we have currently." I'm sorry, bad dog. I'm going too long. This man. I need you to save us, Jalen Hurts, because this man has already shown he can't do it. We had to build a statue for Nick Foles. They didn't build a statue for Carson Wentz.
There was a shrine in the locker room. You got me there.
Jalen, save us. Please. Save us.
That's what he sucks. He's worse than Dak. He's worse than, I don't know if it would be worse than Haskins. Haskins is a blowhard. He's awful. He's awful. Hurts me no good. I'm telling you right now, the guy's a 4th-round talent. That's why I laugh.
Desperate men do desperate things. And that's what the Philadelphia Eagles were. They were desperate in the draft. Okay. You guys are talking about the deep ball. They don't have to play deep. There's nobody throwing it good. You know what I'm saying?
Just for the guys in the division, yeah, but the guys that we play outside the division can.
That's fair. That's fair.
We just got to win the division, though. We just beat their division.
Cop, can I interject for just a second?
9-7 wins this division.
Cop, can I interject to explain all the Giants fans out there? Because where we're situated in this chat is perfect. Headsy Giants fan right here, you are the heart. You are the heart. You think with your heart. You bleed big blue. So do I, but at the end of the day, Headsy Giants fan heart, you can think with that heart all you want. But at the end of the day, we've won 12 games out of the last 3 years. Until we prove otherwise, I'm sorry. I can't get on board with
I agree. Yeah, I agree there.
I'm sorry. You can give me the heart. You can give me the heart-warming speech all you want. All you want. It ain't going to matter. You can raise your head. You've been called on.
I agree with you, OGR.
What you're saying is great and all, and that's facts. I live for facts. That's good shit. But can I cuss on here? Oh, my bad.
Go ahead. No, you're good.
That is facts. But that's not Joe Judge's team. Joe Judge's team didn't do anything. I'm not assuming anything about previous Giants. I have a new canvas. This thing's blank. Joe Judge may be the greatest coach in the history of football. We just don't know it yet. I can assume he is going to be he's going to go undefeated his whole career, just like you can assume that he might not ever win a game. So we don't know. So, but the thing is, I'm objectively looking at the opposing teams in the division. I'm speaking facts. Okay, some people in the chat are not accepting that. I know reality hurts. Okay, I get that. And I understand what you're saying about the Giants previous years, but it is in fairness, our team is pretty fresh. You know what I mean? This is a fresh team, a lot of young players. I can't judge Daniel Jones. I can't really judge Joe Judge. I think Jason Garrett is spectacular. I think he's fantastic. I don't know what the Dallas Cowboys were thinking, but by letting him go, I understand 8-8, but I don't think it was his fault. I think the Giants are up for a breakout year. Test me for corona, test me for crack, do whatever you got to do, but I just feel this way.
That's good. David Serby, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, should we use Zeke or should we use Barkley like Zeke in a ground and pound way, or should we use him in a more elusive way? Also, who are we hoping to be his backup complement? Chris, you start this time.
I think Barkley's going to be used a lot this year. And I do think that they're going to use him more between the tackles but I was in favor of drafting a running back that could run between the tackles. The Giants didn't like to do that. They bring in Lewis, who's not really that type of running back. They don't really have a running back like that on the roster. They don't trust Gallman. And Leak isn't really that type of running back either. So, yes, I think they're going to use Barkley in a way that Zeke is used. I think they're going to ground and pound him. I expect him to get even more carries than he's gotten in the past. And I think Barkley's going to have a huge year. In terms of his backup to complement him, I expect that to be Lewis at this point in time. Lewis has the history with Joe Judge. I think he brought him in here for a reason. And Gallman has no attachment to anybody in upper management, whether it's the general manager or the coach. So I think Lewis is going to be the primary backup right now.
Cop.
What was the question?
The super
I'm
chat.
sorry. I saw the hub. The hub said Kid Blue was scared of him and Madden. I said, "Whoa, rivalry! We need to stream this."
That stream's coming soon. That stream's coming soon. You guys,
I was listening to Chris, but I got a little caught off guard.
No, I'm glad Cop saw that. He brought it to the attention of the masses that Kid Blue was hiding from me in Madden.
I'm bad on that.
The question was, should we use Barkley like Zeke in a pound and ground way, or should we use him in a more elusive way? Also, who are we hoping to be his backup?
Okay. I shouldn't probably do this, but I think Joe Judge is going to play a lot like the Patriots system, way Bill Belichick. The Patriots for many years have used 3 running backs. Okay. They've attacked it. Even when they had Sony Michel, they used 3 running backs. Alabama, going back to even Nick Saban, they use a lot of running backs. I actually think Saquon Barkley is going to be used a lot, but I also think that there's going to be multiple running, like people thought that Wayne Gallman was in trouble with Deion Lewis. I actually think that a lot of running backs are going to get a lot of action on this team in different ways. So to me, I think Barkley could get grounded and pounded, but at the same time, I could see him not per se playing exactly that running back role. I see him a lot in the slot for some reason. I just see them using him in very creative ways.
Kid Blue?
To answer the first part of the question, I think it's going to vary based on who we play as far as ground and pound or bounce him outside outside the tackles. Joe Judge said it when he first got introduced. We may run the ball 40 times in one game and not throw the ball, and then we may throw the ball 40 times and not run the ball. So I think what he was trying to say there is that just based on who we play on a weekly basis, it's going to change. So we may run with Saquon in between the tackles just the majority of the game in one game, and we may throw a bunch of tosses and screens his way in another game. So to answer that first part of the question, I think it's going to vary based on who we play. As far as who his backup is going to be, it's very up in the air right now because Wayne Gallman, when he's playing, he plays well. It's just that he's never really been given the opportunity to do that.
Fumbles a lot, too.
He fumbles a lot as well. And Deion Lewis in his time with Tennessee just can't get past two yards. When I watched him in Tennessee, he can't get past 2 yards on a carry, man. So it's very up in the air who's going to be the guy. I would hope it's Deion Lewis because I think there's more potential there going back to his Patriot days. And he could catch the ball out of the backfield very well. So I would want to say Deion Lewis.
Hub.
I agree with Kid Blue. I think it's going to be dependent on who we play, but also I'm just going to say both. Saquon, in my opinion, is the best running back in the league because he can do everything. People kind of forget that he can be a strong runner. I mean, the guy broke all weightlifting records at Penn State, not just against football players, but we're talking about against like powerlifting personnel also, I guess I should say. He's a very strong running back. It's just that that's never really been his style, but I think he has it in him to do that. And I think it's just going to be both, depending who we play, maybe even depending on what Saquon feels like during the game. He's just that type of player to me where it's like he can do anything.
OGR.
Real quick, Cop, is that a Cabernet Sauvignon? Because I swear you're drinking wine right there. But anyways,
No.
It could be soda. It could be soda.
No. This is just water. This is just water.
Oh, that's water?
He's
No.
lying.
But anyways, all joking aside, as far as the Giants, how Barkley will be used, Barkley is not Zeke. He's not going to be ground and pounded. That's the way Zeke was used at Ohio State. Barkley is used in a multitude of ways. It's how he's going to continue to be used, even in this offense, even in the Air Coryell system. And I do agree with Cop. But the problem is, I don't want Giants fans to think Patriots, we're the new Patriots. No, I want the Giants to be their own team. I don't want to be the Patriots because I've seen other teams try and go and be the Patriots. Detroit Lions are trying to be the Patriots. It ain't working out, is it? So be their own team and use your players to their strengths. That's what I want the Giants to do. So, and as far as backup, I agree with Kid Blue. I think it's going to be Dion Lewis. Go ahead, Bad Dog.
Yeah, I agree with Kid Blue. I think that it depends on the week with Saquon Barkley. I think there are going to be weeks that he carries the ball 25 to 30 times. And I think there's going to be times where he may carry it 10 to 12 times, but have 8 receptions. I think they're going to use Barkley depending on the score, depending on the situation, depending on the opponent, depending on their weakness. Joe Judge, that's what I love about him. He says our game plan is going to depend on the other team's weaknesses, which is how a head coach is supposed to coach. Not supposed to do the same game plan every week like Pat Shurmur did, which drove me crazy. So I think Barkley's going to be used in a multitude of ways, and he should be because he's extremely talented and he can catch the ball. He had 92 receptions his rookie season. He had over 2,000 yards from scrimmage, led the league in yards from scrimmage his rookie season. I could see him doing that again, but I think it'll depend on the week and about how much he carries. And I love Javon Leake. I think Javon Leake could steal his backup running back position. I was a big Anthony McFarland guy out of Maryland, and I can't remember who it was said, Bad Dog, take a look at his backfield mate, Javon Leake. He was actually had better numbers. And I really like Javon Leake. I think the Giants had such an amazing job in the undrafted free agent market to get Victor Benjamin, to get Derek Dillon, to get Austin Mack, and to get Javon Leake. Yes. I love it. I love what they did in the undrafted free agent market. Wilkie, thank you for the super chat. Billy says, I was hoping this was a shout-out video. I see what you did there. I'm not going to mention that blow-up I had with another YouTuber. I see a lot of people enjoyed that when I did that. They like when I get mad. But he says, I guess a live show will have to do. I appreciate it, Wilkie. Thank you so much. Simon Z, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, key to great defense is a great running game. The offensive line to control the time possession. Honestly, in 07, our run game helped incredibly to keep drives alive. This is true. They go hand in hand. Running the ball and great defense go hand in hand because they do help one another. They do. Ksenia, thank you for becoming a member, my lady. Brilly, welcome to the Big Blue Wrecking Crew, Ksenia. I appreciate that. Or Batgirl, as she was formerly known. Mark Tversky, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, he says, sup, everyone. I would love to add Everson Griffin, but then if Golden came back, we'd have too many edge guys, and X-Man wouldn't get a fair chance to shot. What do you guys think about the whole Marcus Golden thing? In Everson Griffin. OGR, we'll start with you. Do you want Everson Griffin, or would you rather have Marcus Golden? Which, if you had to choose between one of those two guys, who would you rather have?
I think Everson Griffin over Marcus Golden at this point because I want to allow the younger guys to sit there and develop. And I look at Everson Griffin, I see better all-around player, a guy who can actually stop the run versus Golden, who's primarily used as a pass rusher. Right. And that's all I got to say about that. We can go on to Hub after that.
Okay. I agree with OGR. I actually made a video on this today, and I didn't even know that Sean O'Hara spoke on it because Kid Blue, we did a stream a couple days ago, and this came up out of nowhere. I didn't know Everson Griffin was a free agent until like a couple days ago, but I agree with OGR. He's a better all-around player than Marcus Golden, and while the fit might not be there, I just feel like no matter where we place Everson Griffin, like obviously he's not going to be an outside linebacker. He's way too big for that. So he's probably going to be in the 5 technique or something, maybe playing opposite of Leonard Williams, which to be honest could be a scary duo. At like 31 last year, he had 8 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, an interception, 41 total tackles. Like the dude's putting up numbers, and he's, more on the wrong side of 30, so to speak. So I think no matter how we use him, we bring him in. We could even put him on a pitch count, to try and address like who are we sitting if he's going to be on a defensive line. Are we sitting Dexter Lawrence? Are we sitting Dalvin Tomlinson? put Everson on a pitch count because he's older, and I think that's just going to keep him more fresh. And I feel like he's going to help out the pass rush. He's going to help out Leonard Williams get some pass rush in there. He's going to help out the outside linebackers get in there. I think he would be a better choice. But contract-wise, it will have to be a cheap deal.
Kid Blue?
As far as you're saying there, Hub, I think it will be a cheap deal, and it depends on how long he is going to be a free agent. I don't imagine very long, but I'm going to have to agree. I think Everson Griffen is probably the better fit, better signing for us. He's not the best fit, but I think it's going to encourage us to be more versatile with our defense. We have a bunch of 3-4 pass rushers, and Patrick Graham loves to have his fluid 4-3-3-4 scheme, that hybrid scheme. We don't have any 4-3 pass rushers, it's a bigger defensive ends. I think with Everson Griffen, when we do line up in those packages, it's going to influence that much more. And I think it's going to add to the versatility and uniqueness of our pass rushers. If we add Marcus Golden again, I think he's probably going to have the same production, and he's not the best run stopper. As far as Everson Griffen goes, I think he can be the best of both worlds there, and I think it's going to influence more versatility on the defense. So I'm going to have to say Everson Griffen.
Pizzle.
Look, I hate to be way in left field over here, but okay, Kid Blue, you know that burger you just ate a minute ago, and it was all cooked?
Right.
I don't know how you, I don't know if you get well done or you get medium well. That's Everson Griffen, and he's cooked. Okay, cooked. Put it in the oven, done. I mean, the man should be going and selling insurance, not playing football. I also don't know why everybody likes to overrate Marcus Golden. The man was a good player on a bad team. That's just facts. Let me look, I hate to defend the current Giant players, but are we done with B.J. Hill? Are we done with Dexter Lawrence? Are we done with Dalvin Tomlinson? Are we done with Leonard Big Cat Williams? I mean, are we done with these guys? Because if we're done with them, y'all need to inform me, because I don't think we're done with them. I still think I still think these guys got time to improve. I don't think we even need anybody. Truthfully, I don't think we need to go after any of these guys. They're cooked. Marcus Golden was a good player on a bad team.
All right.
Bro, we just need edge rushers, man. We just need edge rushers.
Not pass rushers, bro. Not edge, just pass rushers.
We're running
pass rushers, yeah, too. But
I don't want to say. I have to say this real fast. Pat 1984 is another booger eater, but we run a 3-4 system. I mean, you don't really have a lot of great edge rushers in a 3-4 system. Okay, what we need is Lorenzo Carter not to be a ghost. That's what we need. We need Lorenzo Carter to get a little dog in him, since he was a bulldog at Georgia.
I agree with that last part a lot, man. Carter needs to step up.
Yeah, we need him not to be a damn ghost, okay? We need the X-Men to be out there sacking people and doing X-Men shit, okay? You with me? That's what we need. We need our players to step up. I don't need a cooked hamburger. I don't need that. I just don't. If he wasn't cooked, he wouldn't be leaving where he previously was at, okay? Marcus Golden, great season, bud. I'm happy for you. You got paid. Bad team.
I don't mean to interject, Chris. I just want to talk about that cooked comment. But the thing is, though, Griffen, he left on his own terms, right? It's not like Minnesota cut him or anything. Yeah. And he put up numbers last year. He had really good number one pass rush type numbers last year.
I'm not saying he's not a good burger, but he's cooked.
All right. As far as Griffen,
burger is a good burger.
As far as Griffen and Golden go, I mean, obviously Griffin's a big name, and I get it. And I get what OGR says. He's more of a complete football player. He doesn't fit the scheme. He's not going to be a guy that plays on the outside linebacker. But I think it was the Hub or Kid Blue made a good point, saying that it would force them, I guess, to play more of the 4-3, and they could play him at the D end. But Pizzle brings up a great point. We're pretty strong on the D end as is. That's our strongest point. That's our strongest point of the defense right now, in my opinion. And the other thing, nobody's thinking about it from Everson Griffen's point of view. Everson Griffen is a 4-3 defensive end. He's got his pick of the litter if it's a one-year cheap contract. He's going to be able to go to 5 or 6 teams. Why in the world would he pick a team that is mainly going to be aligned in the 3-4 and a team that's not going to be competing for a Super Bowl this year? So to me, it makes no sense, the fit. I don't see Everson Griffen wanting to come here. Why would he want to come to a team that doesn't run the 4-3 when he could sign a one-year deal somewhere else and play in a system that fits him better?
Yeah, well, that's a great point. And honestly, I mean, Everson Griffin's going to be an Eagle. So what the hell is the difference? So I'll make a video. He's going to be an Eagle. It doesn't really matter, right? I don't want Everson Griffin. Like Comp said, he's cooked. We don't need older players on him. We don't need guys who's this is the problem that we got into to begin with. But put us in not that he's going to be a long-term contract, but signing older players who best days behind him, that's what is he feeling the need for? Like you said, Chris, our strong point is defensive end. So what do we need to add him for? We don't need him there. Put that, if you're going to spend money, put it in your secondary. Put it somewhere where we need a little bit more depth. As far as Marcus Golden goes, we brought Kyler Fackrell in here to fill that role. So where would Marcus Golden be? I mean, Fackrell is the guy that we brought in, so hopefully Fackrell can have that, but he's a one-year deal just like Golden was. I don't really want either one of these guys, to be honest with you. I don't think we need him. Save that money and put it forward next year. I just don't think either one of those players is going to make an impact in this team where that's going to give us an extra 2 or 3 wins. I don't see it. Neither one of those guys are great impact players. Like Pizzle said, Golden was a great player. It was a good player on a bad team. Yeah. And Carter, there's no doubt Carter's got to be a lot better this year than he was last year because he was terrible, and I thought he'd be better. And I think everybody thinks X-Man's going to take a big step up this year. So, yes, Carter and X-Man, they got to get 14 to 16 sacks between them. And that's where we get it from, not Everson Griffin.
And the only way they're bringing back Golden is if nobody exceeds the $5 million or whatever it is on that tender. And if they don't, I think even if they have him back, I think Golden, all he's going to be on this team, in my humble opinion, is going to be a situational pass rusher because he's not a versatile player. He's not a guy that's going to be able to drop back in coverage. Fackrell's better at that. They have players that could do more versatile things at that position. Lorenzo Carter's more versatile than he is. So if they bring back Golden, he'll be in the second and long and third long situations. He's not going to be an every down player.
And I will say, I think that this year in general, we're going to have a lot of sacks from the team and like just across the team. I think Gelman had a quote on this. We're not necessarily going to have one player with 10 plus sacks. I think it's just going to be a collective effort. Even going back to an earlier question with McKinney and Peppers, they're going to get some sacks. And I think it was OGR that made the point, you don't want to be the Patriots, but I do think in terms of sacks, we're going to be like the Patriots were these past couple of years where they don't necessarily have a guy with double digits. It's, the group that does it.
Yeah. LA Lou, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, he says that the Rams will beat the East, but the Giants can win enough to make the playoffs and lose to the Rams in the divisional round. But hey, baby steps. Listen, LA Lou, I ain't got over 1989. Flipper Anderson catching that ball in overtime, running through the tunnel. None of these young men here were old enough to remember that game. I was 13. That was one of the biggest playoff losses. That hurt. That one hurt. We probably wouldn't have beat the Niners.
I was 5 years old. Okay, I can remember that game. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, all these guys are 10 to 15 years younger than me. Kid Blue's like 30 years younger than me, but it is what it is.
I'm like 35 years younger than you.
What's that? Yeah. New York, I'll let Pizzle handle this one. New York for Life 12. Thank you for the super chat. Brilly. He says, Pizzle always makes me appreciate leaving the Tennessee sign on the interstate.
Oh,
Pizzle, the floor is yours.
Hey, that's why you have a bag on your face. You put a bag on your face because you knew you didn't want to be seen. Okay.
I'm gonna say this about Pizzle right now. He may live in Tennessee, but his heart's in New York.
Oh yeah.
His heart's in New York.
For sure.
Yeah.
Pizzle, can we get a little Sinatra?
No, I ain't that crazy. Nope, I'm not doing it. I didn't. Okay, so go ahead. Fuck it.
Joseph Clark, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. What this team needs above all is good coaching. What do you guys think of the coaching staff as a whole? Chris, you and I, we've answered this a number of times. We'll start with Pizzle. What did you like the coaching staff? Who's your favorite guy in the coaching staff, and how do you think that they'll be together?
Right now?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I gotta watch them do something. I mean, I'm gonna tell you what now. I like Jason Garrett. I do. I did not want him as the head coach. Okay, I did not want him as the head coach, but I actually think him paired up with Daniel Jones is going to be a match made in heaven. It's gonna. I think he is I just like what I think he's going to bring. If he got something out of Dak, a 5th round quarterback, okay, who thinks his value is way up here. You notice how my hand's not in the screen because that's where he's living is way up in here. You know, if he got some, he's definitely going to get something out of Daniel Jones. So I'm big on the Jason Garrett train. The brand, I think Kid Blue mentioned of his kind of failures in Miami and whatnot. So I'm just kind of positively optimistic about him, but I like what I've heard from Joe Judge so far from interviews. I actually was really nervous because I don't think Mara's done a good job with hiring coaches lately. So I actually didn't want to like Joe Judge, but after what I've heard, I have liked him. I've liked what he said.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. That's old age, guys. That's what happens. Some rattle around your head, it sits in there, and then it just evaporates into thin air. Oh, there was something about Jason Garrett, but Kid Blue, what do you think about the coaching staff as a whole?
I love it, man. And the fact that we were able to bring in coaches for what we need on this team. Jason, I say it all the time, Jason Garrett. Every stream I talk about Jason Garrett for whatever reason. I didn't think I would ever be in this position, but I've been ranting and raving about Jason Garrett in a good way. I made a whole video about him. I'm obsessed with just the thought of what this offense could be under Jason Garrett, and also to mention that we have Mark Colombo as well for the offensive line. I love this coaching staff. I love what they're doing. The fact that they just refreshed, and they're bringing in a bunch of guys that arguably have been proven in this league. Jason Garrett, Sean Spence, Mark Colombo. These guys are proven, and I believe they are the reason these players are going to reach their potential, because a lot of them are raw. Look at our defense. A lot of them are very raw, and they need a lot of coaching, and we don't have a lot of veteran experience there. It's up to the coaches to put them up to the next level, and I think they're going to do that.
Now I remember what I was going to say. I was going to say, Cobb mentioned what he got out of Dak Prescott. Let's not forget what he got out of Tony Romo, undrafted out of Eastern Illinois, and love him or hate him. And as Giants fans, we all hated Tony Romo. Why? You don't hate a quarterback that stinks. Yeah, he never won a playoff game, or he maybe won 2 playoff games or whatever. But the guy was damn good. And the guy beat us a number of times in the last second drive. We know that. Now we beat him when it mattered most, which was great. But there's no denying he got as much out of Tony Romo as anybody could have possibly gotten out of him. And there's a reason he went undrafted. So that Jason Garrett got that, and it's also encouraging to think, what you get out of some of these guys. Daniel Jones is a 6th overall pick on a horrible team. Half the team was injured all year, and you put a team together like this with a good offensive line, they're healthy. Daniel Jones could have a huge year. I'm excited about Jason Garrett myself. I think that was my favorite thing. And I know Cowboy fans, clowners, you guys hated Jason Garrett. He was not a good head coach. Some guys just aren't. McAdoo was a good offensive coordinator, not a good head coach. Shermer was a good offensive coordinator, not a good head coach. Buddy Ryan was a great defensive coordinator, not a good head coach. It's just this. I love him as a head coach. Hub, what do you think about the coaching staff?
I agree with basically what everybody said so far. I like all the hirings on offense and defense. On offense, we got a lot of proven guys in Jason Garrett, Mark Colombo. The one I'm most excited about, like outside of Garrett, is Jerry Shaplinski, the quarterbacks coach for Daniel Jones. He worked with Jacoby Brissett, Jimmy Garoppolo, and even Tom Brady for a while there over in the Patriots. And then obviously he was with the Dolphins last year. I'm a little bit more skeptical on the defensive side. We got a little bit more college guys there, but there's still guys that were proven at the college level. But Cobb brought up a really good point. I haven't seen them do anything yet. And it could be a case where it's like we turn out to be the Browns, but on the coaches side, the Browns had everybody on the players, offense, defense, they didn't do anything. What I'm scared of is if that happens with the Giants, but in the coaching room, we have a lot of good people. It might be too many chefs, but I got to see how it plays out.
OGR.
All right. So I'm going to give, everybody wants to highlight offensive coordinator here. I'm going to give 2 coaches that nobody's talking about. Burton Byrne out of Alabama. I love what he's done at Alabama with all those running backs, and it just year after year after year. So I'm really excited to see what Burton Burns can do with Saquon Barkley, and then Coach Chaos, Sean Spence. I love the dude, obviously being from Penn State, seeing that defensive line, seeing what he did with these young players like Utah Gross-Matos and whatnot, and Windsor on the defensive line. I love it. Those are the two coaches that I'm really excited for. As far as Ramondare81, he says, I'm hoping that Slayton can develop into the next Burris. Thoughts? I don't think he'd be the next Burris, but I do think he can be the next Monty Toomer, similar size with more speed. So obviously, go ahead, Bad Dog.
Yeah, I was going to say Ramondre Brilly. By the way, if anybody don't know what the hell Brilly is, instead of Dilly, Jason Garrett's wife's name is Brill. I started doing that last year because I thought that was the funniest damn name I've ever heard in my life. I don't know how the hell you name a woman Brill, but it is what it is. So Brilly,
Brillo plaid?
Brillo, like Brill cream. I'm going to go cook some hamburgers on my Brill. I don't know, but whatever.
Bad Dog, can you do me a favor and just highlight my chat my super chat?
I'm going to. I was definitely going to get to that one. Ramondre says, I'm hoping Slayton can develop into the next burst. Thoughts. Thank you, all you guys, for doing this stuff. Great, gentlemen. Brilly. So, what do you think about Slayton?
I agree with what OGR said. Not the next Burris, and I don't even know if Slayton can develop into the next number one receiver. I want him to. Right now, I can definitely see him being a high-end number two. Got to see a little bit more for him to be a number one, but the in terms of a Giants receiver comparison, it's going to be a Monty Toomer type receiver with more speed, not Burris.
Right. Kid Blue?
I don't think he'll be the next Burris either. I love Slayton. I think he could, like, I also agree with the Hub. He can show up to be a high-end number two. But listen, when it comes to Slayton, man, he's proved a lot of people wrong before. You look at his film in college, this guy couldn't catch anything. Okay, he couldn't catch a cold.
Shout out to Tyke Tolbert, the wide receivers coach.
Right.
We have one of the best wide receivers coaches in the NFL.
He was great at the deep ball. He was a one-trick pony in Auburn. But when he came during the season with the Giants in the preseason training camp, he's been sharpening up on all his tools, man. His route running has gotten a lot better. He's able to take balls short and take them to the house. Listen, don't doubt Slayton, but I just don't think he's going to be a Burris guy yet.
Pizzle.
About Burris?
Yeah, Slayton going to be the next Burris.
Slayton and Burris.
I don't know what that guy was smoking, but he was way off on that because Burris and Slayton ain't even the same player. That's. I mean, first of all, Slayton's a number one receiver. Let me just get that. If you don't know who Darius Slayton is, you better know because he's going to be your mom's favorite player here in a couple years. Okay, that's just facts. That's just facts. Okay, hey. Do me a favor, Entertainer. Can you go back there and play a little Tiny Dancer by Elton John?
Yeah. Pizzle, before he plays Tiny Dancer, can you answer the question that I sent in? My hard-earned $5.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you what it is. It's Slayton juice. By the way, a lot of the kids.
Pause.
A lot of these kids in this chat have been saying I'm dank. I don't know what the hell dank means. I'm assuming that's good.
It's good. It's good.
You don't ever say anything bad about Pizzle. But anyways, Tiny Dancer in my hand. So I really like Slayton. I think Slayton's spectacular. Matter of fact, I think Slayton's the best draft pick. Well, shit. I don't know. Daniel Jones might be the best draft pick. But I think that Darius Slayton might be the best draft pick Dave Gettleman's had.
He's definitely the best value pick he's
in
had.
the late round, in the best value. I think that's what you're trying to say.
He's going to be a number one receiver, and I promise you, I'm telling you, he's going to be your mom's favorite. He's going to be your mom's favorite, John. Okay,
Chris.
So we're going to go with Tennessee whiskey on that one, right?
Chris.
Pizzle doesn't tell.
Hey, call it a hot take. I'm with Pizzle on this. I don't think Slayton and Burris, I don't think Slayton and Burris are the same type of receiver at all. I think Burris was more that 50-50 guy, that 6'6" guy, go up and catch it in the end zone. I'm with Pizzle. It's a hot take. I think he could develop into a number one wide receiver. I'm not saying he's there yet, but I think he fits this system beautifully. And I think Slayton's gonna have a big year for the Giants this year. I do. I think he's gonna have over 1,000 yards. And I think he's got a bright future. I don't see the reason not to like the guy. He's tall. He's fast. Like Kid Blue said, there were problems in terms of his catching ability, but you didn't see that last year. I think Slayton's got huge upside. I think he could be a top 15 receiver in the league. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's going to have a big year for the Giants.
One question I did want to bring out there. If Sterling Shepard, hopefully, crossing our fingers, stays healthy throughout the season, does he outshine Sterling Shepard? Because when healthy, Sterling is a beast.
My hot take this year is Sterling Shepard is going to lead in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. I think he's going to be healthy. I think you see the kid that we had at OU. He's got to stay healthy, though. But about
no, go on,
Slayton
Beto.
and Burris. I agree with Pizzle and Entertainah. They're totally different receivers. If there's going to be a guy that's like Plexico Burris that makes his team, it's going to be Victor Benjamin. That's more of a guy I see as being a Plexico Burris as opposed to Darius Slayton. But Slayton definitely proved that he has the talent to be a number one receiver. It'd be nice because he didn't have anybody to work with. It's not like somebody was taking the attention off of him at all. Shepard was hurt a lot of the year. Tate was suspended. Coleman was hurt. So it's not like he had a number one guy like Juju and the Steelers where, it's Antonio Brown taking a lot of his attention away, and Juju had the big year. And when Juju was the number one, he didn't have a really good year. Now, of course, part of that was because of their quarterback situation. But Darius Slayton had nobody to help him, and he had a huge year. I think that he can take the next step, definitely, with Daniel Jones having a little bit more time behind the offensive line. Mark Tversky, I love the thumbnail, by the way. The Twerskinator, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, he says DJ is perfect quarterback for the JG system because the timing routes he uses is something I believe DJ will excel at. If a run game is effective and our PA will be lethal. Hoping Shane wins a center job for his run toughness. Do you guys think Shane Lemieux has a chance to win the center job right out of camp? Start with OG.
Yes.
Or we get this answer. Yes. That was an easy one.
I mean, certainly it's possible, but I'm going to go with somebody else. Nick Gates. Why not? Love me some Nick Gates.
Yeah, I think it's an open competition. I think Lemieux's got a shot. But yeah, I'm actually leaning Pulley's going to get it going out. I don't know if it'll be the center throughout the year, but I'm leaning Pulley day one starter.
But real quick, I just want to go back for 2 seconds. Which Giant on this panel or Giants YouTuber on this panel had a Darius Slayton jersey first? I just want to clear that up real quick.
You did.
I think it was some dude might be wearing a Saquon jersey right now. Oh yeah, Bad Dog. It was you, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't me.
I know. Yeah, I know. I'm joking.
All right, go ahead. Let the next analyst.
L.A. Lou, I think he's talking to me. He says, thank you for the wonderful memory you had when sticks in my craw. There's 4 playoff losses I can't stand. Is that one? There's 97 against the Vikings, and Callaway couldn't handle the onside kick. The 2002 divisional playoff against the freaking 49ers, still to this day. And then, of course, the 08 loss to the Eagles and the playoffs. We had no business losing that. Burris cost us a dynasty. But he says, remember, I'm the geezer here. I was 27 when Everett threw to Anderson. I'm hoping for more of that. Of course, there was a BS pass interference call on Sheldon White in that game, but we won't get into that. Giants should have never came that anyway. Horrible interception before the half. Phil Sims threw in that game. We were up 13-6 to dominate. That should never happen. Jay Kovacs, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, he says 2 wins got Shermer fired. Do you think Judge survives a 2-win season? Chris, we'll start with you.
Well, Shermer won more than 2 games, but Shermer got fired after 2 years. Here's what I'll say about that. I don't care if they win 0 games this year. Joe Judge better not be getting fired. This has now become a destination where it's been constant turnover, and that's why OJR and me have been in lockstep. We think identical on this topic because we were even in favor of giving Shermer another shot as bad as he was because I hate, and Shermer's a horrible coach. Let's get that out of the way. But I hate the fact that the Giants have had this quick trigger finger, just turning over the coaching staff, you can't keep doing that. Joe Judge to me has to have at least 3 years. This guy's a young coach. The goal here is a long guy that's going to be here like a Mike Tomlin for the Steelers, 10, 15, 20 years. You cannot fire this guy after 3 years. You have to give him at least 3 years. It should not even be in the Giants' thought process, regardless of what they do this year on firing Joe Judge or next year.
And I agree, Chris, because we talk about as Knicks fans. They do that every year. They turn over the roster. They turn over the GM. They turn over the car. It never works. For 20 years, it hasn't worked. You can't be in disarray. You need some consistency with your team. And the Giants have not had that, since we fired Coughlin. It's the guys are going in and out of here. And you're not going to get any stability, and you're not going to get anybody that wants to come here because if you're they come in here with a bad team and they got no chance, nobody wants to coach that team. Pizzle, what do you think? 2 wins, is Joe Judge fired, or should he stay no matter what?
I'm sorry, Bad Dog. I know this is your channel. But that's a clown question, bro, because they're not just winning 2 games. I'm sorry. They're not. They don't win 2 games. I mean, you call me crazy. That's La La Land thinking. They're not just, first of all, they're winning 2 games just on the Redskins alone.
That's true.
I mean,
yes. Thank you. Thank you.
I said that to him. Like, we got 2 games guaranteed.
What would we even think? What would make you even think that the Giants are going to win just 2 games? I mean, you're watching too much Stephen A. Smith, okay? Which, I mean, that ain't good for your health. But nevertheless, I don't how 2 games really are the Giants that the people think the Giants are that bad that they're only going to win 2 games. Seriously, I mean, I don't. Why would you even think that way? They're not as I don't even know what to say. I'm fucking lost for words, and I usually am lost for words, but I'm lost for words.
Kid Blue.
2 games. 2.
Kid Blue.
I'm in complete agreement with Coppers when it comes to that. I think there's no way in hell we're only going to win 2 games. I get if people want to listen to Nick Wright, that's up to them. All right, but there's no with the refreshment of air that we're receiving with this new coaching staff. I believe they're doing things the right way. I don't think there's any way we're going to be only winning 2 games. But to answer the question, it doesn't matter how many games we do win. I think Joe Judge needs to stay. We can't be like the Cleveland Browns and get impatient with how the team is being developed and keep cycling through guys and rebuilding because eventually you're going to have a bunch of different foundations and they're never going to grow. So to answer the question, you got to stick with the guy. You made the hire. If it's a bad hire at the end of the day, that's on you. You made the hire at the end of the day. You got to stick with them.
Before we get to the hub, I just want to say again, we got 300 people in here. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, all for joining tonight. This has been awesome so far. If you haven't done so, if you're not subscribed to these great Giants content creators, the links to all of their channels are in the description. You can subscribe to Cop Pistol. Yeah, you like.
I think Pizzle's having an episode right now. I think Pizzle's about to have an aneurysm.
Whatever's in his cup is. We don't know what's in his cup yet.
That Tennessee whiskey is starting to hit him a little hard.
Subscribe to these guys to the channel. Their link is in the description. If you're not subscribed to my channel, hey, what the hell? Hit that subscribe button to this channel as well and ring the bell for all these guys. And again, thank you guys for being here. Hub, what do you think about Joe Judge? No matter what.
No matter what, dude should stay on. Just like everybody said, you don't want to get into, well, we technically already in that cycle of turnover. It's the same thing like with the GM. You keep bringing in the new GM, you're going to continue to start from the bottom. And it might not be immediately, but eventually they're going to destroy that base that was built and try to get their own thing here. Same thing with the head coach. And yeah, man, at least 3 years. But on that 2 games thing, I agree with Coppers. Let's talk about that for a second. I think we got at least 4 games in the bag this year. Yeah. 2 against Washington, 1 against Cleveland, 1 against the Cardinals. You could argue a little bit more, but we got at least 4 games in the bag. And the Bengals, that's 5. I think, yeah, the 2 games is kind of ridiculous.
I don't know if the Cardinals game's in a bag. I think they're going to be a good team this year. I do.
So then make it 4 then, for the sake of the argument. You got 2 Redskins, 1 Bengal, 1 Brown.
We're definitely getting Redskins twice.
I don't think we're only winning 2 games. I was just answering the question. I agree with you guys. I would say 4 wins minimum, 4 or 5 wins minimum. I'd agree with that.
Right.
OGR.
Right.
Definitely not only winning 2 games. I mean, you'd have to be high to do that. I mean, you have to look like Pizzle on camera right now to think that way. But anyways, all that being said, like a booger year, that's what a booger year looks like on camera, guys. I'm not saying Pizzle's a booger year, but that's what they look like when they're on camera or off camera, whatever. But anyways, no, we're not winning 2 games, and you can't. Even if we did, by some miracle, we only beat the Redskins twice. Well then. Joe Judge, no. I'm sorry. Joe Judge is going to stay. We cannot keep with his turnover. My biggest problem with this team is ownership and the way they've all these bad decisions are all on ownership. I can't even blame Dave Gettleman for half of the crap that goes on. It's all on ownership. Keep continuity, keep things together, and let's take this thing into the future.
Black Jackson, thank you for becoming a member of the channel. I appreciate it, my man. Brilly. Welcome to the Big Blue Wrecking Crew, man. I really do appreciate that. Raymond Manoff, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. He says most Pat Shurmur's staff are still unemployed, but Judge's staff's already gaining interest, not even a month since the hiring, Freddie Roach and Belima. So listen, Pat Shurmur's coaching staff was terrible. I think we all know James Betcher was a train wreck. Shula was garbage. I hated the coaching staff. You guys know how I felt about Pat Shurmur. I was not a fan of those guys. But that's obviously a great point because they are not. Simon Z, thank you for the super chat. Brilly Ingram as our 50-50 guy and as tight end in different packages. What do you think about that, OG? We'll start with you this time. What do you think about Ingram as our 50-50 guy and as a tight end, different package. So moving him around as a receiver and a tight end.
Certainly. I mean, that's easy, size, speed, he's got it all. But the problem with me is Evan Ingram can't stay healthy. And I don't expect Evan Ingram to be healthy. The tight end I'm rooting for is Caden Smith. The rest of the other guys on this roster right now, I would love to see Evan Ingram be healthy and be that guy, especially in the Jason Garrett system. Jason Garrett's system, very well tight end. You think Witten and all this other stuff, but for the most part, I don't think Evan Ingram can stay healthy. But could he be in that role? Absolutely, absolutely.
Hub.
I agree. He could be in it, and should he stay healthy, I would prefer if they just keep him at tight end, let him be basically George Kittle, and that's what I think Evan Ingram can be if he stays healthy, a George Kittle type tight end with the speed and with the dominance in the receiving game. I mean, that's where his his it factor comes in. It's as a tight end, you move him around to receiver. He still has the size on him, but he becomes average speed at receiver. I would personally like to keep him at a tight end.
Kid Blue.
Yeah, as much as I like Ingram and I like the potential there, I don't really view him as our 50-50 guy, just because he's not been able to catch the ball consistently. He's made some great catches in his career, hasn't been able to catch the ball consistently, and can't stay on the field. I see him more as a distance guy to catch the ball and just catch the ball in open field and just burn away with the speed. But I don't see him as a guy in tight coverage to be our 50-50 guy. But I like Ingram. Can't stay on the field though.
I'm interested what was in Pizzle's glass now myself, because Pizzle looks really happy, and I would love to know what was in that. What was in that glass?
Tennessee whiskey.
Pizzle, what do you think about that? Ingram is a
really short and sweet. Really just short and sweet. Week 1, Caden Smith is our starting tight end. It's just as simple as that.
Woo! Over Ingram?
Cooked.
He's on his rookie deal.
Chris.
I would say trade him for something.
Yeah. I'm gonna strongly and I like Caden Smith. I'm gonna strongly disagree with Pizzle there. And I've been very outspoken and been open. I've been very outspoken and open to trading Evan Ingram. But the only way you're gonna be able to trade him is if he plays and he stays healthy. But I like Evan Ingram in this offense, like OGR said, if he can stay healthy. He has not been able to do that yet. The guy's already missed pretty much a season's worth of games over his first 3 years in the league. But yeah, and in terms of being a 50-50 guy, I do think the Giants might experiment a little more than in the past. I think they might use him in a variety of ways, whether it's as the H-back, whether it's line him up on the outside. But I do think his primary role will be lined up as a tight end. But yeah, I think if he stays healthy, Ingram could have a big year. The guy had 500 yards in 8 games last year and had almost 70 targets. So I think Ingram and Jones showed good chemistry. And I think he's probably the best weapon in the passing game on this team when he's on the field with the mismatches he presents. But he's got to stay healthy. And we'll see. That's wishful thinking if you think he's going to for a full season.
See, I agree.
Can I get in this back real fast before we move on? The whole if healthy thing is just a cover up of, yeah, he could be good if he was healthy. Okay. Yeah, I could have dated Jessica Simpson back in the day if I was prettier, okay? But the fact was, it didn't work out for Pizzle, okay? Whatever. So, nevertheless, Caden Smith last season, 42 attempts, 31 catches. The man was money. When the man, Evan Ingram, was walking up and down the sidelines with a boot on, doing whatever, Caden Smith was out there making plays, okay? A little conspiracy theory, too, if you guys want to go, deep in this. What number does Caden Smith wear? 82! Okay, guess what? Guess who was spectacular?
Ruben Randall.
Guess who was spectacular for the Cowboys during Jason Garrett's tenure wearing number 82?
Jason
Witten.
Yo, 40
that,
chest, 40
conspiracy
chest.
Theory, conspiracy
Big brain,
theory.
40 chest.
I'm telling you, Caden Smith, Jason Garrett 2.0, book it down. Tell Pizzle that you're welcome when you see him, okay?
But what if he turns out to be Visante Shenko?
Yeah, wrong, but
Bro, we're all playing checkers, and Cop Pizzle is over here playing fifth-dimensional chess.
Yeah,
Listen.
Okay, cooked, done, finished.
I love Caden Smith. This is why I was talking about trading Evan Ingram myself. I don't think he starts at the beginning of the year, but I do think that he becomes a starter early in the season. The one thing I'll say about Evan Ingram, if you move Evan Ingram to wide receiver, he loses his value. The guy's value is a tight end.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said. Yeah.
Wide receiver does not benefit the Giants, in my opinion. You could be using him in different formations, yes, but that guy's a tight end. He loses his value. He runs a 4.42 40. He can't block for shit. We know that. But his value is the mismatches he presents against safeties and linebackers. You're not going to get him to go one-on-one against one of the best corners in the league. So I just, and he's not a slot guy. He'd have to learn a whole new playbook to be a wide receiver. So I think he's just better suited at tight end.
He has no value. Everybody in the offseason was like, well, let's trade Evan Ingram. Well, I mean, if you're going to be trading Evan Ingram, you're going to be just trading literally somebody who's at his lowest point ever.
Yeah, you can't trade him right now. I agree with that.
You can't trade him. But guess what? You can't rely on him either. I mean, that's just
but here's what I'm going to say, Pizzle. Here's what I'm going to say, Pizzle. They extended him on his rookie deal. They said, we're going to pay you $6 million for your 5th year. He's entering his 4th. They're not benching him. They're not benching him. He's going to. No. I'm not saying that Caden Smith's not going to play. I think he will. I think you'll see a lot of 2 tight end sets. I think Caden Smith will be in there a lot.
Jesus Christ.
But Evan, what happened?
The super chat. I don't know if anybody saw the last one yet.
But Evan Ingram is going to play for the New York Giants. But go ahead, Beto. You got one there.
I'm way behind here because I'm trying to do it. Mark Tversky, man, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, he says our receivers are above average. We just lack depth. Now I'm looking at that. I have not seen that. Is that Panthers Guru? I'm just looking by the.
It is, yeah.
Okay, would you like me to say what it says? It says bad dog.
Leave me in suspense. All right. Thank you, Mark. I agree. I think our receivers are decent, but we don't have any depth, and we're going to need it. That's why I think a lot of these undrafted free agents could actually make the team. Blue Jackets talk. Thank you for the super chat. Brilly, he says Browns game in the bag. What is the hub smoke?
Bro, listen, it has to be that good because I genuinely believe that. I think we're going to have more momentum entering that game. The Browns were the ones trash talking us over the offseason. I think the Browns are just going to be the Browns, but that's just me.
We better bring it to them.
Let me ask this question real quick, too. We don't know if there's going to be fans allowed at these games, but this is the game we were targeting to go to. Yeah. Correct?
Yeah.
Cop, you're coming up for that one, right?
This guy says Cop Pizzle's cocked. What does that mean? Does that mean I got a fatty? I mean, what does that mean? What does that mean?
They like that. They like
it. Means you're cross-faded, man.
Feeling good. We go to that Browns game. You in?
I'd like to boo OBJ.
Yeah, there you go. That's not.
I'd love to boo Baker Mayfield.
That's another Evan Ingram is what OBJ is. Oh, well, if he's healthy, he's great. He stinks. Got no value.
Ksenia, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, she said, suggestion, can we invite Lauren from She Got Sports one time for the round table at some point? It'd be great to have a female broadcaster join you guys. It's a great idea.
Yeah, I'd love to mix it up and have new people on the panel every time we do this. So absolutely, yeah.
That's a great idea. Yeah, it would be good to do that. Where am I going here? Where am I? This is one thing I hate about the streamer. I'm just not used to using it. We're 21. Brilly, thank you for the super chat. We got to get rid of Evan Ingram. And shout out Tana. What's going on, Word, man? Thanks for popping in. I think I would want to trade Evan Ingram. I agree with that. But the only way you're trading him, Bad Dog, is if, like I said earlier, if he plays. Yeah, he's got to play and prove that he's valuable. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of shout outs, again, 300 people. Thank you all so much. If you haven't done so, go into that description, sub up each and every one of these gentlemen. The links to all their channels is in the description. Sub up OGR Sports, The Hub, Kid Blue, Pizzle, and the Entertainah Talkin Sports. And hey, while you're at it, sub up this channel too. What the hell? Why not? I thank you all, guys and girls, for being in the chat. And I thank all you fellas for joining me tonight on my channel for the Giants Roundtable, which has been awesome. Black Jackson, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly, he says, fellas, how long do you think it'll be before the G-Men win another Super Bowl? Tana, you start. Wow. I mean, that's impossible to answer because at the end of the day, Super Bowls, as you know, Super Bowls, you need a lot of luck to win Super Bowls. You look at pretty much every Super Bowl that's won by anybody, there's a lot of luck involved. But before we're contending to win a Super Bowl, I would
conservatively speaking, 2022. I think we're going to be a better team, may even be able to contend to make the playoffs in 2021. Going into the year, I may have that mindset, but you're talking about competing for a Super Bowl. I would say 2022 would be where right now what I'm thinking would be the earliest. Now, if Daniel Jones goes out there this year and lights the league on fire, well, that's going to accelerate the process, and I'd say 2021, but I'll believe that when I see it. I'm not saying he can't do that, but I need to see it first. So right now, if you ask me, I'd say 2022.
Pizzle.
Before Pizzle answers, I'm going to use my Pizzle crystal ball. This year.
2020.
This year. Let's go. Go ahead, Pizzle.
Funny guy. Anyway. Okay. So I'm hopeful that Daniel Jones. I'm hopeful that it's a quarterback-driven league, and I'm hopeful that Daniel Jones will just be half of what Eli Manning was, because if he's half of that, that means he's getting at least one Super Bowl. But nevertheless, since those two dudes look alike, they play alike, and they act alike, I'm going to say Daniel Jones in year 4 wins a Super Bowl. Did you hear me? Year 4. So that means just a couple more years. Okay, if we just make the playoffs this year, assuming we get to play, and Eagle fans and Cowboy fans and Redskin fans should be getting on their knees and begging that we don't play. But if we do get to play, playoffs are good enough for me. Okay, but year 4, Daniel Jones, bring me another one.
Kid Blue.
Next, make them next.
What year?
Before we win a Super Bowl, man, that's so that's so hard to tell, because we just don't know what we're gonna get from any of these guys, especially with the new regime going on. New Super Bowl. I think the better way to answer this is how long before we contend for a Super Bowl, and I'll want to say before we contend for Super Bowl, at least another 3 or 4 years before we contend for Super Bowl. I don't know if we're gonna win one, but I'll say 3 or 4 years we'll contend for one.
Hub.
I'm actually kind of surprised that I'm gonna have, I guess, the boldest take here. I've been saying for a couple months now, and I'm gonna stick by it, that the Giants are gonna be in Super Bowl 56. I really do believe we're a year away, and I'm saying you're gonna see us in the Super Bowl in 56.
I like it.
Please,
OGR.
God. Please, God.
OGR.
Right. Within the next 5 years. I think the Giants go back to the Super Bowl within the next 5 years. So right along with Cop, right around with Tana.
2022, we're in that big game. 2022, mark it down in your calendar.
What is that? That's 57?
Yeah, I think 2022 we have a realistic chance, if things go according to plan, to at least compete for a Super Bowl. I agree with that.
Dire Giants fan, Brilly, thank you for the super chat. Gentlemen, he says, except for DJ and Saquon, who's the difference maker on offense as far as weapons? OGR, we'll start with you.
I think we already covered that one. Darius Slayton.
Yeah.
We need a compliment as a wide receiver. Darius Slayton's got to be that weapon. On to you, my friend. The Hub.
Yep, Hub.
I agree. I think we covered it. It's going to be Slayton, weapons-wise.
Kid Blue.
Slayton. I wish I could come up with a different answer, but Slayton.
Pizzle. Caden Smith, he says. No.
I go. I don't get it. Like, Darius Slayton is it might be arguably our best player on offense.
Could be.
I don't know.
Come on,
I'm not, bro. He's not better than Daniel Jones and Saquon. Come on. Saquon Barkley. He's going to be MVP this season. You're telling me Darius is better than him?
I actually have a different answer, but I'm going to let Pizzle go.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Just back here, okay? I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but reality stinks. Back there, there's a picture with Tiki Barber back there, me and Tiki back there, right? We're not practicing any social distancing either. We're getting snugged up back there, okay? Tiki Barber is still the greatest running back to ever wear Giants colors. Yes. So let's don't get on this whole Saquon's great and everything. Saquon still has to prove himself. Darius Slayton's already shown me that he's got that dog. He's already shown me that he's.
That makes no sense, bro. How does Saquon still have to prove himself, but Darius Slayton has already proven himself?
Wait, Pizzle. I gotta get in a little debate with you here. Saquon Barkley in his rookie year led the league in scrimmage yards, and he won Rookie of the Year behind a bad offensive line. How did Slayton prove himself with a 740-yard season, but Barkley didn't with a near MVP type season in his rookie year?
And Barkley's gonna be MVP this year.
Darius Slayton is going to be your mama's favorite. Okay, I'm telling you, you better buy stock in Darius Slayton. There should be more Darius Slayton jerseys being bought than Saquon Barkley.
That's the future, though.
I don't get Saquon. I don't hate Saquon. I'm just saying Darius Slayton is the man. Let's let that. He is the man. Daniel Jones is right there with him. Saquon is a piece. Okay, let's just be honest here. Stop.
Listen,
put your jersey down.
I can definitely respect the opinion, but it's one of those things that I will never change my stance on. I mean, I call the dude Goat Quan Barkley, so that just shows how much I love him. I feel like Saquon is the best player on offense, man.
I need Kid Blue to drop his mic, okay? Lower it a little bit, okay? You need to have a little confidence in what the hell I'm saying. You need to get all aboard the Darius Slayton train right now. Anybody who wants in,
I was the first.
No, okay, well then stay on it, damn it.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Yo, look at Simon's super chat, bro. That had me rolling.
He ain't better than Saquon Barkley.
That's a trick statement, though.
But real quick, because I want Bad Dog to be able to get the next super chat. My answer to that, actually, the X factor to the offense this year is actually the health of Sterling Shepard and Evan Ingram. That to me is the health of this New York Giants offense this year.
Yeah, I was going to say,
that to me, that take is hotter than mine because
I'm not saying they're going to stay healthy. That's the X factor.
Yeah, I don't know why you would even get hopeful about Evan Ingram because I'm not hopeful. I mean, when he walks on the field, I'm saying, what the hell are you going to do, bro? Because I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got this dude named Caden who went to Stanford. He's really smart, okay? He's good. He's a good-looking guy. Wears number 82. Remember what I said, okay? Conspiracy theory, 82. So, all I'm saying is Saquon Barkley is nice. He's cool. But the real X factor is Darius Slayton.
I don't think that's what we disagreed with. I think what we disagreed with was you said that Saquon didn't prove himself yet.
Saquon has made some splash plays, but you know who else also made splash plays? OBJ.
Bro, you cannot compare Saquon to OBJ.
What? They're to me.
Oh my God.
They got a lot of similarities. Can we mute him now?
Bro.
Be the stupid stuff off the field.
You got me dying over here, Cop. You got me dying of laughter. I love it.
I'm just saying, Saquon makes splash plays.
I think my answer to that.
What about Slayton? Does he make splash plays? He has 740 yards.
Darius Slayton is a man that he's going to make that play when you need him to. He's going to make that play.
Saquon is going to make that play when you need him to.
No. Saquon's going to make this play. You never saw it coming. You never saw it coming.
All right. Let's move on.
You know, real quick, because the closest comparison to Saquon is Barry Sanders.
Somebody just wrote Saquon Barkley is the best running back in the league. I get that idea, but he has not proven that yet.
All right, I'll say this, right? You say that Darius Slayton has proven himself, right? Saquon has single-handedly won us games or brought us to the point where he won us games. Look at these Eagles games that Pat Shermer's incompetence took over in the second half. And the Bears game. Saquon has single-handedly won us games with a terrible offense. Darius Slayton has yet to do that. I'm not saying he can't do that in the future, but he has yet to do it.
Darius Slayton kept us close in that Jets game, though. He had no business being in that Jets game.
Barkley had 1 yard in that Jets game on 13 carries.
He was injured, but I do get what you're saying.
But Charlie Ingraham said, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. He says if Pizzle gets any closer, I'll have to put my mask on.
No, you want what Pizzle's got. I'm just going to be honest. Never mind. I can't. I don't have the facts to back it up. And you're gonna. Never mind. Pizzle's gone.
Thank you so much for the super. I really appreciate that, man. Brilly, my good man. Thank you for not throwing me $50 to get a hooker like you did the other guy that you did the other night. He says, Bad Dog, here's 50 to mute Cop Pizzle. Get back to daddy daycare, son. I know you guys are boys. You ain't fooling me.
I don't know why he was that because I was a big fan of Panthers Guru. Like he was like one of my favorites.
I know he's joking around. I know
this man went to Wendy's in my hometown and asked for Pistol. Like I
remember that video.
What the hell? I've been working at Wendy's, Panthers Guru.
I remember that video. I remember going through when he's going, yo, it's Cop Pizzle there. I do remember. I do remember that one. Where am I here?
I don't know what happened to my green screen, but now it's green and it won't let me fix it again. But that's okay.
Exposed.
Yo, this is a funny super chat, bro.
Thank you for the super chat. Brilly, he says Pizzle is hearing 3D and seeing in negative colors. What was in that glass?
I don't even know what that means, but it's just funny.
It's not supposed to make sense. That's the thing. It's not supposed to make sense. We love it. We love it.
I don't know.
We love it.
Sajid Syed, Brilly, can you put Sleet on the round table? No, I can throw him underneath it though.
Who's
Chip it over on him. That's the Italian thing. I'll flip the table over. I think we're caught up.
You got what? You got one. Oh no, that you're caught up. You're caught up.
All right. Stephen Lilly says that's the best super chat of the night.
Wait, guys, I have one question. When are we gonna get to the DeAndre Baker?
I don't know. I guess we didn't get to.
Let's talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about the DeAndre Baker stuff right now. We'll go for like another 15 minutes or so. Normally these are 2 hours. We started a little late, so we'll go to like 11:15. But yeah, Pizzle, let me get your take on DeAndre Baker on that whole situation. What's going on?
Can I go back to this? Just one second. Darius Slayton helped us beat the Tampa Bay Bucks.
He did.
Did nobody catch that?
Daniel Jones helped.
He did help us beat the Tampa Bay Bucks, but
he was probably one of the reasons why. I mean, he was a big reason. But Saquon, you said Saquon.
I said Saquon single-handedly helped us win games.
I just was told an hour ago that we ain't won 12 games in 3 years or something, and Saquon's been here a couple years. So okay, let me go back to the question. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm Darius Slayton fan club president right here. So what was the question about, dog? I'm sorry. I'm still on the Darius Slayton.
DeAndre Baker. DeAndre Baker.
DeAndre. Look, free DeAndre. Hashtag free DeAndre Baker. He's innocent. You know, everybody knows that you lose a game of cards, you catch a bad run, somebody gives you, somebody starts dealing under that deck, and they start cheating. The man just wanted his money, and he got screwed. So I don't know why he pulled out a shotgun. Wasn't my choice to get your money back. I would have just asked, but a man thought a shotgun was a good idea. Nobody got hurt. Nobody died. Let's free my man. I need a DB, and let's just figure this stuff out. Okay, so that's just the way I gotta say.
Kid Blue, what do you think about the whole DeAndre Baker thing?
Dude, there's so much to this story that we don't even know is true yet. We've got multiple witnesses on both sides saying he did it, or he didn't do it. We have some reports that they're recanting statements now and all this jazz. But apparently the guy was just in another room playing Madden. I want to believe that. I hope it's true. The guy was just in another room playing Madden with his own console. He brought it there himself. He was there to play some games, sign some autographs, all that jazz. But I hope to God DeAndre didn't do anything stupid, and I hope he's just being framed for it, and I hope he could prove his innocence. Just like Cop Pizzle said, we need DBs, man. And I know I've said what I said. I think Eli Apple was a better rookie than DeAndre Baker, but damn it, I don't care. Throw Baker in there. He's got to develop. I hope he develops, but we need DeAndre. I hope his innocence is proved.
Chris, now that you've been evicted from your house, what do you think about the DeAndre Baker situation?
As far as the DeAndre Baker, I mean, this is the craziest case I've ever seen. Now he's suing the Quentin Dunbar's lawyer. It's insane right now. But I mean, here's my thoughts on it. I'm gonna wait until all the facts come out, whether he's innocent or whether he's guilty. Obviously, we all hope he's innocent. Even putting the Giants aside, the man is 22 years old. And, you don't want him to have the rest of his life ruined. But obviously, he's the X factor for the Giants this year. And hopefully he comes back. Now, my thoughts on it, I don't know if he's innocent or guilty. But what I'm going to say is this, from everything that I'm reading, even if he did do this, I don't think they have enough evidence. So I think he's going to get off whether he did it or whether he didn't. All the witnesses have recanted their statements. There's no video evidence. So whether he did it, and I'm hoping he didn't do it, but whether he did it or whether he didn't, he's not going to jail, I don't think. Now the question will be, will the Giants cut him? Will he be suspended by the league? That remains to be seen. Obviously, the league has shown in the past Ezekiel Elliott was proven not guilty, and they still suspended him 6 games. So,
Good.
yeah, we'll wait and see what they do with that.
Yeah, I'm like I've started leaning towards that. I feel like he's not guilty purely because of the amount of evidence on his side of things. Like there's video evidence on his side that shows him. It's like the thing happened in a gated security complex, right? So that's the first thing that doesn't make sense, that if there's a robbery going around, the security that was supposed to be there apparently didn't show up. And also Deandre left, and then according to the timestamps on the CCTV footage, it was 2 hours later that these guys called the cops. So I'm like, listen, if I'm held at gunpoint, yeah, I'm gonna wait until the gunman leaves to call the cops, but I'm not waiting 2 hours, right? And then
Exactly.
another
I'm
thing
leaving. I'm out.
yeah, and then another thing that came up like just a couple days ago was that in addition to the guys that already gave their statements to say that he's innocent, these were the people that were supposedly robbed. 3 additional people that had nothing to do with the robbery but were in the party, right? They weren't robbed at all. 3 additional people came forward and said that, hey, he didn't do it.
Can I also add something to I'll add something real quick. If you're gonna run, because they said that he brought his Xbox or his PS4 over there to play Madden or whatever it is. If you're gonna rob somebody, why would you leave your console there? Apparently, the console is still there.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make any sense. If you're gonna rob somebody and take somebody's possession, but leave your own possessions in there, what sense does that make? But hopefully that proves his innocence. But go ahead, OGR.
So innocent proved guilty, plain and simple. Innocent until proven guilty. Let's get all the facts. Let's make our judgment then. You know, obviously it was stupid during COVID-19 to go to a party. We know Deandre is not the smartest dude, and let's hope his lawyer's correct.
I just want to real quick
straight, and he improved, and you know he improves, and he becomes the player we all need him to be, a solid second-tier corner. Either way,
real quick, I just want to address
man.
Real NY Giants Mafia's comment on who takes a video game system to a party. I said this in my video. That shows the generational gap. This is something that people in my generation does. Deandre is only a couple years older than me. I've been to plenty of parties where dudes bring over their own consoles, and I even carried my own console over to parties. It's not something out of the ordinary for the generation that, you know, we're in.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that. I got a kid your age, whatever. I hope that I hope he's innocent. And again, we'll see if the league suspends him or not. But I had very high hopes for DeAndre Baker. Loved him out of Georgia. Wanted the Giants to draft him. I still think that something like this can straighten a young guy way. We've all done dumb stuff. Well, some of you guys are still in your early 20s. So, you know, but I mean, me speaking personally, you know, when I was 21, 22, I did a lot of really dumb stuff. I never armed robber. I never got in something that situation, but I certainly didn't have $10 million either. Thinking that, you know, having some kind of God complex. Sometimes these guys get all this money. They think they're above the law. They put themselves in bad situations. Hopefully, like I said, something like this scares you straight, realizing you could not only ruin your career, you could ruin your life. So hopefully DeAndre Baker gets his head on his shoulders and goes on a straightened path and lives up to the talent that the Giants thought he had for them to trade up and get him in the first round. Afghanistan says Pizzle's the man. He just needs to show my boy Saquon some more love and maybe a little less to Tiki Barber. Trader Tiki.
What makes Tiki a traitor?
What?
Do we really need to answer that?
Are you kidding me?
Have you never seen his Yahoo comments?
Look, no, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me. Go ahead.
He basically threw the whole team under the bus before the year we won the Super Bowl.
I'll say this. This is ironic coming from Pizzle, the biggest Eli fan.
You love Eli. He speaks about him. Still to this day, he talks about Eli.
The timing was wrong when Tiki said it about Eli.
But timing don't matter. The fact is that he did what he did.
He did what he did, but we just talking about DeAndre Baker. The man, people make mistakes. It doesn't take from the fact the way Tiki Barber laid it on the line and was our best player for many years. For many years. Won us a lot of games. Don't be rolling your eyes. You remember him running up and down the field against the Raiders, taking us to the playoffs?
Hey, did he take? Hey, did he win a Super Bowl?
No, ready? Hot take.
I'll just get to it.
Chris, you've heard this before from me. Tiki Barber was better than Emmitt Smith. Damn right. Tiki Barber is better than Emmitt Smith. You heard that correct. I haven't drank anything. He's better than Emmitt Smith.
I don't disagree. But
I like Tiki.
I forgive Tiki. And I think a lot of his issues was with Tom Coughlin. But I can forgive because at the end of the day, he didn't do anything. I mean, words are words, but he didn't actually do anything to harm the Giants organization. Okay, Eli proved himself. Eli needed to put his big boy pants on, and he did, and he proved Tiki wrong. Okay, that's just facts. But Tiki still, at the end of the day, is the best Giants running back that we've ever seen. No question about it.
Yeah. But that's what you bring up Tom Coughlin. That's also, in my opinion, was dumb on his part because Tom Coughlin was the guy who fixed his fumbling issues. He's the guy who made Tiki the player that he was. Before Coughlin got there, the guy was fumbling 3 times a game sometimes. So Coughlin did a lot for his career.
Tiki's in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
If they didn't run into potentially one of the greatest defenses of all time, Tiki Barber would have a Super Bowl ring. But Ray, which is another man that potentially may have committed murder, but nobody wants to talk about it. His defense went out there and murdered our Giants in Tampa Bay. Okay, so if Ray can get free, I know my man Deandre Baker, who didn't kill nobody, can get free.
And if Ben Roethlisberger can get free, Deandre Baker should be able to get free.
That's true.
Right.
Gay Best Sports, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, he says Pizzle's so gone he can smell his heart blink.
That's not true.
Pizzle's feeling good. Pizzle, you gotta let us know what's in that glass. I gotta get some myself.
Tennessee whiskey, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm sticking with.
So it's just Jack Daniels. Brilly, Johnny, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Bad Dog, big fan. I love this Cobb Pizzle guy. He has the attitude of the 07 O-line, ready to punch you in the mouth. What is Cobb Pizzle's thoughts on the current O-line? Are they ready to punch teams in the mouth?
Well, Johnny Depp, I really appreciate you showing up today. Big fan of you in the Pirates of the Caribbean. So here's the deal. Absolutely, we're ready to punch the people in the mouth. I like this Shane Lemieux character from Oregon, right? He wears big elbow pads, which I'm a big elbow pad lineman guy. Like if you're a lineman, you wear big elbow pads. I like that. That's a good move. I like this Anthony Thomas character. I think he's got some potential. Willie Hernandez got a lot of nastiness to him, a lot of Texas nastiness. So yeah, I mean, look, this is why I'm on this Daniel Jones year 4 because it's all going to be coming together right around that time. The offensive line, the defense, which is young right now, it's going to be coming together just like our 07-08 team came together. We just need a veteran guy like a Strahan, like that team had, to lead the charge. But I like this offensive line that we got right now. I like that's why I'm not ready to get rid of Dave Gettleman because he's attacked that, and I like the way he's done it.
Yeah, I think we can all agree. I think we really like what they did with the offensive line in this draft. They obviously, they addressed it, and we need it because, like you said, Cop, the merchandise, man. You took Daniel Jones 6th overall. You took Saquon Barkley 2nd overall. If you don't protect those guys, you're going to have an Andrew Luck situation where, as great as he was, his career was cut short because he was getting killed. You don't want that.
I mean, apparently, according to many in here and in the chat, Saquon Barkley is the greatest thing on God's green earth. So we better be able to protect him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, Saquon Barkley's got no excuses. No excuses. I need you to stay healthy. I need you to be special. I need you to be a number 2 overall player, okay? I got high hopes for Saquon. I don't need you to be OBJ. I don't need you to be Evan Ingram. I need you to be something different.
L.A. Lou, thank you for the super chat. Brilly Magame says, I know I'm only a sympathetic Giants fan, but I say cut Baker and his drama and let him find the Lord somewhere else. Giants have work to do. What do you guys think about that? Cut Baker, keep him no matter what the outcome.
Yeah, I mean, I get that mindset that some Giants fans or football fans may have due to the fact that the Giants are all about cleaning up the culture. But my mindset is this. I think he's still a kid that has a lot of talent. And if he's innocent or proven innocent, I think the Giants would get absolutely destroyed by the media and the fans if they were to cut him. So I honestly don't think they will cut him if he's ruled innocent due to the fact that he'd count, I think, $7 million against the cap if you cut him. I just don't see it. I think the Giants keep him on the roster, at least for this year. But I will say this, if they do keep him on the roster, due to his prior history and this whole thing, and even if he's innocent, the kid's like the man, like we said, still went to a party. When he probably shouldn't have been, probably wasn't the wisest decision. Still wasn't showing up for, the video meetings, even though it wasn't mandatory. But regardless, it's not a good start for the Joe Judge era. So he's going to be on thin ice. And even if they do allow him back, I don't think he's guaranteed a starting position for the New York Giants.
Pizzle.
Okay.
Cut him, keep him.
Keep him. Okay. Just over my right shoulder here again. I didn't mean to put this. This is actually going to be a new collection. That's Lawrence Taylor right there. Lawrence Taylor did a little booger sugar and then played a little football. Okay. I like a little nastiness to my football. Listen, I want my cornerback to rob people. Do you know what cornerbacks do? They rob the quarterback. They rob the. I like where the guy's head's at. Okay,
he's an official lockdown corner now.
The idea was right. Okay, it's just
bad judgment.
We need it on the field, not off the field. Okay, the man went in there with a game plan. You got to give him that. He went in there with a game plan. He said, "I'm going to try to execute it." He tried to execute it. Okay, nobody got killed. Nobody died. Everything's good. We had a little arguing. Nope, everybody's alive. Okay. We tell Deandre we like the attitude. We like a little nastiness. But let's just go out here and let's get the quarterback's ball. We don't need to get that guy's ball. Let's get the quarterback's ball. So no, if you want to cut him, you need that. Does anybody? I don't want to offend anybody that's in the. Does anybody think that we should cut him? That's in here.
I don't.
No. I don't.
Okay.
No.
Well, I'm going to say this, and maybe I'm out of line. Don't. If you still give Bad Dog his super chats, but if you want to cut him, then you got a little beta male in you, okay? And if you don't know what beta male is, you need to Google that, okay? We need some alpha dogs. We need some thugs, okay? That's what the Ravens had last year on their defense, with some thugs. I need somebody to go in there and be a crazed dog like this man.
Yeah, he was.
And make some plays, okay? So, Deandre, I give him some credit. The man went in there and made a play. Just the wrong application.
Just want to say I see Last Jedi in here. I want everybody in this chat to wish her a happy birthday. Today is her 22nd birthday. So happy birthday, Last Jedi.
Happy birthday.
Happy
He's
birthday.
in everybody's stream. So happy birthday, Jedi.
Happy birthday, Jedi. Great subscriber of everyone. So happy birthday, Jedi.
Kyle Petrano, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, I hope Deandre learns to be greedy on the field too. I think that's what Cop Pizzle was saying. There is, yeah. No, I agree. You gotta have some nastiness. You gotta have those guys in there. But yeah, do it on the field, not off the field. Simon Z, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. He said Tiki had the Great Wall of China in front of him. Tiki was a damn good running back. Great running back.
He was a great run. He did have a great line, but he was a great running back. There's no doubt about it.
Had over 3,500 yards rushing his last 2 seasons in the NFL. He retired in his prime. That man was better than Emmitt Smith. I'm telling you right now, he was better than Emmitt Smith. You put him on the 90s Cowboys team, easily they win 3 Super Bowls with him. They don't lose anything because Emmitt Smith ain't there.
For a 3-year stretch, he was probably, for those 3 years combined, was probably the best running back in football. He was that good.
He was definitely
Tiki Barber for the 3-year stretch.
One of them.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
I'm tired.
Sure. So one more here. Ramdre, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, great question. Who starts first, Lemieux or Peart? OGR, we'll start with you.
Just because I gave the nod to Nick Gates earlier in the night, I'll just say Peart, but I probably think it might be Lemieux, but I'll stick with what I said earlier in the night. Oh, and Pizzle. So you're okay with your cornerback pulling a gun out and threatening the other wide receiver? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean,
that is one way to lock him down. You're right.
You just told me a little bit ago we hadn't won a lot of games. Hey, I would be completely okay if DeAndre Baker went on the field with a knife, okay, and threatened somebody. I have no problem with that. We need to win some games, okay? And if that man is going to get a little crazy, I just don't need him shooting himself in the leg like Plaxico did. I know we talked about him earlier. But Plaxico cost my boy Eli his 3rd Super Bowl ring, okay? That's just facts.
Maybe more.
He cost us a dynasty.
Maybe more.
DeAndre didn't shoot nobody. That's the thing. Like, he didn't shoot nobody. So if he didn't kill nobody, we're all good. Okay, there's no dead bodies.
I agree with you there.
We just made a mistake. And another thing too, I don't know if anybody knows this, because I'm a philosopher and I'm really smart. The human brain does not. The The human brain does not stop developing until you're 25 years old. So Deandre, I don't know if he's reached his peak yet. Okay, so give him the benefit of the doubt here. Okay, he's still learning.
Yeah,
Like,
the frontal lobe doesn't develop fully till 21. You're correct.
oh well, I thought it was 25.
No, that's fully developed. I'm saying at 21, the frontal lobe, your frontal cortex develops.
So
I'm a pretty smart guy as well. So,
I just need you to tell me what-
but anyway, let's hear what Hub's got to say. Let's hear what Hub's
Yeah, Hub, what do you think? Lemieux or Parrott first?
I'm gonna say Pert because I mocked Pert to the Giants at 99 in one of my mock drafts, but also he's one of these project guys that has the potential to be as good as like a Andrew Thomas, and that might be a bold take, but he's one of these guys I think that really has the potential to get there. And I don't even know if he's gonna start this year. The thing is, Shane Lemieux, I love Shane Lemieux too. I think he was a great pick by the Giants in the 5th round, but he was taken in the 5th round for a reason. And I do think he's not going to get that center position as easy as a lot of people make it out to be. But I think Pert, he's either going to start at the end of this year or he's going to start next year, but I think it's going to be him first.
Do I need to ask you, Kid Blue? I know you're a big Parrott guy.
I love my boy Parrott, man. I think it's just waiting to happen. I think because Nate Solder is on very, very thin ice. We just drafted 2 tackles, okay? And Andrew Thomas, as we all know, is probably the best true left tackle in the draft, and Matt Parrott is a developmental right tackle. It's just waiting to happen. I mean, the Giants are literally waiting for anything that Nate Solder does in a negative light, ready to see him get exposed. They're going to throw in Andrew Thomas at left tackle and Matt Parrott at right tackle because, in my opinion, they're not putting Nate Solder at right tackle. There's no way. I don't even need to get into that, but they're not going to put Nate Solder at right tackle as much as people want him to be at right tackle. If Andrew Thomas plays left, Matt Parrott's playing right, and I think it's only a matter of time. So I'm going to say Parrott.
Pizzle.
Shane,
Is that a refill or is that the same class?
I just wanted to say this to the Hub. Shane Lemieux is going to be our starting center week 1, but that's none of my business.
All right. Well, there's his answer. My answer is
that real New York. There's his answer.
Yeah,
real New York. That was real Long Island right there. That's his answer. All right, go ahead, Francesca.
my answer. I guess I said it like that. If one of them is going to start this year, it'll be Lemieux. I think Parrott. We were talking about potentially Solder getting benched. If Solder gets benched, I think Fleming gets the first crack, not Parrott. I think Parrott is the future right tackle of this team. I'm very excited about him. If one guy will get a chance at least early in the season, it's going to be Lemieux. But if you ask me, I say neither one gets a chance early in the season. So I'm leaning Parrott because I think Parrott will definitely be a starter in 2021. I don't know that about Lemieux. So that my answer will be Parrott. But if one's going to start this year early on, Lemieux's more likely.
I'm going to agree with Pizzle. Lemieux is our starting center week 1. I really believe. I think the center is extremely weak. Spencer Pulley's trash. There's no way Lemieux could be worse than him. And Nick Gates has never played center. Not that Lemieux has, but I just feel like if they're going to use Gates, they're going to use Gates at right tackle, which is, to me, gives you more depth over right tackle. If you do move Solder over there, you brought in Cam Fleming. You do have Nick Gates. So I think Parrott just has a longer line before he gets that starting job, whereas Lemieux's got an easier path to the starter. That's why I think Lemieux, and I think Lemieux could start week 1, no doubt. I think our center position absolutely sucks. So
the thing I noticed about this entire
super chat, I ain't got to it yet, but Benjamin Wynn, thank you for the super chat. Really, he said, okay, Pizzle poured Quaalude in his drink. No wonder his hot takes are outrageous, more so than Rover.
They're not hot takes. They're accurate takes. They're ice. Matter of fact, they're ice cold. You could literally put a drink on them and you could drink right off of them. They're not hot. They're cold. They're ready. They're made order. I don't get it. Shane Lemieux, starting center. What's so hard?
I don't think the Lemieux's a hot take. I think the Slayton's a hot take.
You're gonna stop. Listen. You
said Slayton's better than Saquon Barkley.
I understand you're wearing a Saquon Barkley jersey and you want the value of the jersey to be high. Saquon's a special look. Saquon is a special player for the Giants, no question. But let me tell you what, you need to stop rubbing his back, okay? We've rubbed him enough. It's time to start rubbing Slayton. Slayton is the man. Slayton is the real deal. He's the number 1 receiver. He's your mom. He's going to be your mom. He's going to be your mom's favorite receiver. She's going to be buying his jersey. She's going to be asking you how he spells his first name, and it ain't going to matter because it's about Slayton on the back. So nevertheless, you got to stop hating on my boy Slayton.
I love Slayton.
No, you're hating on Slayton.
I love Slayton.
You're part of the hate club on Slayton.
Nobody's hating on Slayton, bro. Nobody's hating on Slayton.
You've been drinking that moonshine brewed in the Tennessee mountains. Your personal brew. I got it. I hit it the nail on the head, didn't I?
No.
Why don't you just show us the bottle?
Slayton, look, Kid Blue even knows. Kid Blue don't want to say nothing because he knows that I'm right and he wants to be on board with me. Look, I'm pointing right at him. I'm talking to you, Kid Blue. Slayton, you're right there with me. You're vice president of the Slayton Club, okay? Don't get tricked into these guys right here. What? My fingers are all messed up.
Whoa. That finger should not be wagging this way. I was the first Giant here to get a Slayton jersey. I wore it to the Jets game where he literally broke out. People thought I was wearing a Bear Pasco jersey until I got
yeah. I was like, OGR, is that Bear Pasco?
Listen, all I'm saying is I think Slayton is going to be a big player for the Giants.
I agree with that.
And people need to stop hyping. Saquon Barkley is good, but I'm afraid that Saquon's getting a little bit of that OBJ to him, where it's like, oh, everybody thinks he's going to make the big play, and he does make splash plays. But the Giants were successful with guys like Amani Toomer, who didn't make a lot of noise, didn't do a lot, was just well dressed. Just play his part.
Copizzle. Weren't you just singing the praises of Tiki Barber, bro? How? I'm so confused.
He just made plays. What did he do wrong?
Oh, no. I'm saying you were saying the Giants won with guys like Amani.
Tennessee whiskey, my friends. Lay off the moonshine.
Hold on. Tiki Barber was getting no respect when he was playing. None. Nobody gave Tiki any respect.
So when would you be happy if Saquon duplicates what?
Did the national media ever say Tiki Barber was one of the best running backs in the game when he was playing?
He's not in the Hall of Fame. That tells you he's being disrespected.
I don't think that's what we're discussing, though. We all know the national media is trash. That's why guys like us exist on YouTube. What we're arguing is how good Saquon Barkley is.
That's all the national media talks about is Saquon. They think that we're a one-man team, Saquon Barkley. That's not true. What's the truth about it is there's guys like Darius Slayton who's got a lot of Monty Toomer in him, and you made my point. Tiki's another great example of a guy who didn't make a lot of didn't ruffle a lot of feathers while he was playing. I understand post playing, but when he was playing, he didn't get no respect. Darius Slayton didn't get no respect. Everybody said, "Well, Johnson got no receivers." I get it. Golden Tate's cooked. I understand that. Your boy Evan Ingram, he's cooked too. But Darius Slayton is our guy. He is the man, and I'm telling you, he's going to win us more games than Saquon Barkley. You can talk about the moonshine, you can do all that, but I'm telling you, that man's going to win us more games than Saquon Barkley. You better buy his jersey.
I will say this: I love Saquon, but I don't think he's the guy. I think the guy is Daniel Jones. The guy of this team is and should be Daniel Jones.
Okay, well then I'm right because Daniel Jones is going to be throwing the ball to Darius, not Saquon.
There's no commutative property.
Well, actually, yeah, he actually will be throwing it to Saquon too. Did you watch that pass against the Redskins last year? I mean, come on now.
What was that, like a 30, 40-yard pass?
Catches in his rookie season. The guy catches the ball.
Darius Slayton catches the ball?
Or so does Saquon Barkley.
Okay. Well, they both catch the ball, but I think Darius catches it better.
All right, before we get to Simon Z, one last time, guys and girls, thank you so much for hanging out this night. Really do appreciate it. We're wrapping up here in a couple minutes. Again, if you haven't done so, all these fine gentlemen's channel in the description. All the links are there. I also have Rover Sports down there. I couldn't add him because we can't add more than 6 people in here. He did show up a little late. But everybody's, channel's in there. So please subscribe. And hey, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so as well. Thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate it. Of course, hit that thumbs up. That doesn't hurt anything either. Simon Z, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, if DeAndre Baker wins the case, let's all just pray he doesn't celebrate with fireworks. God knows you can't afford another player with a boxing glove. Jason King, when you play rock, paper, scissors with him, he throws out a pitchfork. I don't know if any of you know that or not, but you can't beat the pitchfork. That's what he throws out of it. So, but yeah, we can't. But listen, guys, it is getting to 11:30, so we've obviously gone a little longer than normal. I do want to thank all you guys and girls for the questions, all you guys and girls for hanging out. It really does mean the world to us. I love this, Pizzle. It was awesome to have you on. I definitely want to work with you again, just one-on-one. And I'm going to try to get something with UI, Mark Holmes, and Philly 500 if that's possible, because that will be fun. And see if I can get those guys involved. Yeah, guys, say your final goodbyes. OGR will, go around the horn here. And again, I just want to thank all you guys for being here tonight. This was so much fun. I had a blast. This is awesome. So OGR, go ahead.
Guys, I had a blast. Thanks to the Hub, thanks for Kid Blue, thanks for Pizzle, thanks to Entertainah for coming on, and Bad Dog for hosting. I appreciate the chat and everyone here. But Pizzle, I also want to work with you one-on-one because I'll be starting the courtroom, and we got to ask these tough questions to other Giants fans. So, do you want to come out of the courtroom real quick before we make the rest around this round table? That's what I want to know. Bad Dog's the first guest. I'm trying to line people up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know because you got me all twisted about the. You just got me twisted right now. I'm not twisted up like a pretzel.
I don't think it's that. It might be the moonshine, Pizzle.
All right, say your goodbyes, my friend.
Yeah,
Maybe.
This was a really fun stream. I gotta say, Cop Pizzle definitely added an element that I did not expect. We all laughed and had a great time. I was dying over here. You guys saw me get up and even walk away. I absolutely loved it. Extremely fun stream. I want to thank you guys for coming on, and of course for having me on. Bad Dog, OGR, Kid Blue, Pizzle, and Entertainah. Guys in the chat, make sure you subscribe to all of these guys. Great content creators. Can't wait to do it again.
Kid Blue.
Guys, I just want to say thank you all for watching, man. It's just awesome to be able to work with all of you guys at the same time. It's just a bunch of Giants fans getting together and working together. I love it. I can't wait till we do this more often and do this again. And hopefully we can get something going later on in the year. Hopefully we're able to go to some Giants games, possibly if the NFL allows us to. But I definitely want to do this in person. That would be great, man. It's been fun.
Pizzle's gonna bring enough moonshine for all of us, by the way.
Yeah, man. But it's been fun. I love what we got going on here, man.
Pizzle.
Okay, here's what we learned tonight. Because a lot of you are sitting at home right now and you're wondering what the hell are you doing watching a YouTube stream right now. And some of you in your parents' basement wondering if you're ever going to ever get out in the world and see shit. So, but here's what you learned. Okay, so you actually did learn something tonight. Number one, Kid Blue likes his burgers well done. Okay, that's important. Okay, obviously he was damn hungry that he ate in front of all of us. Okay, which, that's a big no-no for Pizzle. But anyways, I let it slide tonight.
It was good.
So, yeah, it was good to him, but damn, he didn't bring me one. So that was the problem. Number two, we learned.
Social distancing there, Pizzle. That's why.
We learned that Carson Wentz wears another man's ring. I can't say this enough, okay? This is something that clearly nobody believes, but I don't know. It just seems like facts to me. The second thing that we learned was that Tiki Barber is still to this day the greatest running back to ever wear Giants football colors. I don't care what the hell Christian.
I agree.
I agree.
We all agree. Tiki has done more
Never.
than Saquon. Saquon's only 2 years in.
I agree
Tiki
with
is
that.
the best running back.
Wait a minute. I thought this was my closing statement. Why the hell are you guys talking? Okay, so anyways, you got me off track. So now, if I fucked up, it ain't my fault. It's your fault. So Tiki is the greatest running back to ever wear Giants blue. The next thing we learned is that Chris can play the piano. Okay, and I think that's a really great thing to add on a man's resume. Okay, if you think about it, a lot of guys, they got a job, they got a car, they got a house, but can they play the piano? That's a game changer with a lot of women. Okay,
I appreciate that.
Some people can play the guitar, some people can play the piano. You can play Tiny Dancer. The panties are coming down. That's just facts, okay? So, nevertheless, not to be machismo. Sorry, people. I know, 2020. So, anyways, just thanks for letting me come on. Yeah, I'm glad everybody enjoyed Pizzle. I enjoy myself every single day I wake up. I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. And I promise I wasn't drinking any moonshine. It was just water. So, yeah. Peace.
Water.
Chris. That
No,
water actually that looks like the color of the Hudson River. So maybe he came up here and grabbed some out of the Hudson River because that'll do it to you too. Chris.
I always have a blast whenever I get to, work with any of you guys. You guys are all great. Love the Giants community. I'm glad that we got Pizzle on here. This has been a long time coming. He's been on YouTube forever. And I'm glad that we were able to collaborate, work together, talk New York Giants football. And Pizzle always adds a little something different to a stream. And he definitely did that tonight. And it was a lot of fun. I love all you guys, though. Everybody should check out every one of these guys' channels. They all work really hard on YouTube. I'm looking forward to having OGR on my channel tomorrow. So that'll be a lot of fun. And thank you to everybody for showing up tonight. Had a great time with all you guys. So thank you to everybody.
Dire Giants fan Brilly says, awesome stream, guys. Thank you so much for the super chat. Danny Thomas, Brilly, my man. I really appreciate the super chat. He got a question. He says, you guys think the Giants defense will go with a 3 safety, 2 cornerback backfield on passing downs? The formation would have 3 safeties, 2 corner 3 linebackers, 3 linemen, and safeties can defend the alleys. That's a complex question as we're closing it out, Danny. I don't know. I'll just say it depends on the situation, depends on the team. We can go with one of those, but
the answer to that question is moonshine.
Yeah.
The answer to that question is yes. I think they will do that a lot of times in passing situations. But I think they're going to go with a lot of different formations. But yeah, I think they're going to have extra DBs on the field for sure. Yeah.
Sports expert, Brilly, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, great stream, guys. Loved it. I did too. I had an absolute blast. I have known, I'll say this right now, man. I have known Pizzle on here since 07. And I wouldn't have a YouTube channel if it wasn't for him. I mean, I saw this guy years ago. Jesus, it was 13 years ago. Had the Wendy's headset on and the sunglasses, the thing that you used to wear around the mouth and everything. It was that long ago. I saw a guy talking about the Giants and talking trash to Cowboys fans. And I said, damn, that looks like it'd be a lot of fun. So I got into it. Then, of course, I disappeared for 5 years. People thought I was dead, according to PR, which I was not. Of course, when Graham Gano kicked the field goal, I did die for 20 seconds, but I did get resurrected because Jesus is in my corner over here. We all know that. Yeah, so when I came back in 2014, again, he was the inspiration because of his passion for the New York Giants. So I'm thrilled that, we got to work together. And again, Pizzle, I do want to get you, Mark Holmes, and Philly 500 in the stream because that would be a lot of fun. I also,
I will say this: you're going to have to get Mark Holmes to get out from underneath the bed, okay, in order to walk the Pizzle. He's scared to death. I get it. Some guys are just too alpha for some other dudes. I get that. That's no problem. That's no problem. And then Philly 500. I mean, he talks about double moonwalking. That man can't even walk backwards. So how is he going to tell me he's going to double moonwalk me? You have to be able to walk backwards before you can moonwalk. I
was going to say, I think if I was in that stream, I would just sit back and listen because I think that'd be awesome. Danny Alabrandi, thank you for the super chat. Billy says, boom! Great live tonight, fellas. And Dire Giants fan, thank you so much for the super chat. Brilly, he says, mad respect to everyone. Congrats on memberships, KB. Did not know KB got memberships, so congratulations to you, sir. That is good stuff. Simon Z, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, he says, stay hydrated, Pizzle. There's nothing like a bad trip.
No. And there's nothing like a nice wet shower either.
I know. I got to go take one of those. It is hot. It is hot as balls down here.
Is there a dry shower? Yeah, I was going to say, is there a dry shower?
No, there's no nice wet shower.
I mean, we all like wet showers.
But
depending if you get sprayed by a a fire extinguisher, that could be considered a dry shower at that point.
Yeah.
What kind of shower that is? Well, I mean, is it a baby shower?
Guys, dry cleaning. Come on now, dry cleaning.
Baby shower's not. That's dry.
Dry cleaning, guys.
Unless the water breaks at the baby shower, then that is a wet shower, I guess.
If you go to strip club and you make it rain, that's another dry shower.
You ever made a hail in a strip? Well, that's a different stream. I won't talk about that here. I got in trouble with that one. But anyway, guys, I want to say again, thank you to everybody in the chat. That's something to think about as we end tonight. If you've ever made a hail in a strip club, you're probably not going to, you're probably going through the door head first. That's just lessons learned. That was one of my Deandre Baker moments when I was younger. Anyway, they don't call me bad dog for no reason. And I just want to say thank you guys. This was so awesome. Thank you to everybody in the chat. I look forward to doing this again. Stay safe, stay sane. We'll see you next time. For OGR, The Hub, Kid Blue, Pizzle, and the Entertainer, it's the Bad Diggity Dizzle. We are gone. Peace.
Peace.
All right.